Hallelujah, call it all Yahweh, Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom Aleichem, Mishpachah. How y'all doing, family? Climb on in. Y'all see we late a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Bless the name of Yahweh. We're going over part 2 of a blueprint to a Hebrew revolution. Today we're going to talk about the Israelite woman, though. What she need to do to bring a Mashiach Yahushua back. What do she need to do to be a part of this whole grand plan to bring the revolution and for us to get back our liberty? So we're going to talk about that today. Y'all climb on in. We're going to get started. Agdano, shalom, shalom, alakam, mishpachah. How you doing? Shalom, shalom, Melchi. Marie, how you doing, Queen? Lisa B, y'all climb on in. Let's get it started. We're going to wait till y'all get in here. We're going to get it started. We're going to pray in, and then we're going to get out. Here you go, y'all. Here y'all go. Kawhi, my queen. Shalom, shalom. Troy Thomas. Kila Olam Kazdu, for his mercy endure forever. Shalom, shalom. Mina J, Paris, Bobby, y'all climb in. This part 2. We finna examine the scriptures from a feminine aspect. You know, if you get into the Hebrew word and you try to get into the Hebrew culture, the whole Torah and the Tanakh was written from a masculine standpoint, from a masculine perspective. So we finna pick the feminine characteristics out of here and see how our women supposed to be acting inside of the household. See how our women supposed to be acting inside of the community. See what we need from our women for us to be actually set free. Because I mean, if we keep it real, you know what I'm saying, the whole fall was because a man, Adam fell from his position in the garden, but the woman fell off too. As we read, we see what Kawhi did inside of the garden. She ate from the forbidden tree. So we got to bring that back into unity, and we got to bring righteousness back into the relationships. Men need to be men. Men need to get their strength back. Men need to be fathers, need to be farmers, get into agriculture, learning combat training, all the things that we did back in the ancient days. That's what's going to get us back our liberty and set us free. We got to be righteous man who's keeping the commandment of Yahweh. So y'all climb on in. Let's get it. Let's examine the women aspect today. We got enough people in the room. Drew, my brother, shalom alaikum. I got that beat too, boy. That beat go hard. Hallelujah. I told I rabbi for that, brother. All right, let's get it. Come on, let's pray on in. Aniyah. We face the east and we get on our knees for Yahweh. So I'm gonna sing the prayer in Hebrew, then we're gonna come back and do the prayer in English. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All praises. Come on, woman. Let's get it. Yabareka Yahweh Veish Merika Yahweh Puna Elika Vihuneka Yesa Yahweh Puna Elika Veyasen Shalom Veyasen Shalom Yabareka Yahweh Veish Merika Yahweh Puna Elika Vihuneka Yesa Yahweh Puna Elika Veyasen Shalom Veyasen Shalom. Amen. Hallelujah. 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 Amen. The Most High shall bless you, and the Most High shall keep you, and he shall shine his face upon you. He will bless you, and he will keep you, and he will partake unto you peace. Amen. Hallelujah. Let's get this lesson started. Yeah, I hear you know it. Roar, lion, roar. Let's get this lesson started again. We're going over the blueprint to a Hebrew Israelite revolution. And last time we talked about the Hebrew so-called Negro man, so-called black man. Now we're going to get into the so-called black woman, the Hebrew Israelite woman, the Ish, and exact the Isha, and what she's really supposed to be doing to bring this together. Because I mean, if you actually think about it, the woman is very, very important and a part of this equation to keeping our liberty and to getting to the promised land. We have to rehearse here on earth before we even able to take the kingdom. Right. You know what I'm saying? We got to do this here on earth first. Practice make perfect. Perfect. That's the whole reason for his feast days. That's the whole reason for his traditions, his appointed times, his oral traditions, and all of that. So we got to make sure that we are practicing these things. We see that they did community living in the ancient text. So why are we not doing community living now? We see that the man was the provider of the household. The man was the hunter. So why are we not providing for our households now? We see that the woman was the shamefaced woman. She was the one into agriculture. She was the shame one, had her head down, listening to her man, taking instructions from her man. You see that? Called her man Lord. What happened to that Hebrew woman? Once we get these things back and all these pieces to the puzzle get there, then the big picture is shown. Then Christ and his army, Yahweh Zebaoth, can come from Hashemayim, the heavens, and come down and take back this planet. But until then, what's going on? What are we doing? We need to be practicing. We need to be practicing. Y'all climb on in. We're going to get it started. Y'all climb on in. We're going to get it started, everybody. Hallelujah. Baruch Hashem Yahweh, Baruch Atah, for everybody that's on the chat. May the Most High bless y'all and keep y'all. He shall bless y'all and keep y'all. Thank y'all for all y'all donations, y'all support. Y'all really keeping this thing up. So all praise to that. So we're gonna get this started. I'm gonna share my screen with y'all. We're gonna go get straight to it. Let's go to Lamael. Go straight to Proverbs 31. We're gonna start from there. We're gonna pick everything apart from there. All right, so let me share my screen with y'all. Sure. Let me know if I'm moving too fast. Let me know if y'all got any questions. Do I need to slow down and re-explain anything? Because I want all of us to get this. Because this is very, very important. All right. All praises. It's all good. We in Proverbs. Proverbs. I'm in Psalms. I'm in Telahim, man. I'm going off. Book of Proverbs, chapter 31. I speak a lot of Hebrew too, y'all. But I make sure I keep the English with it, just to get our people familiar with the ancient language. Proverbs 31. Let's start at 1. All right, so again, we talking about the Isha. We talking about the woman. But whenever you get into scripture, it's kind of hard just to talk about the woman, because the man is going to always be in the midst, because he is the head and he's the first creature. He's the first thing here. And then the woman was created from the man. So our whole subject today is actually talking about the woman, bringing the woman back in balance. But notice how the man is going to be mentioned first. He always mentioned first because he is first. He's the head of the household. Before we get started, the man's purpose is to be king, priest, and prophet over his household. He's king over his household, meaning he rules his household. He don't have to rule it with an iron fist, but he must rule his household and not give his strength to the woman. He must be priest over his household, meaning he is the Lord over that household. He's intercessing for prayers. He the one lifting up prayers in the morning and doing the holy praises and sacrifices on the behalf of his family. Last but not least, he must be Nabim, the prophet in his household, meaning he bring forth the word of Yahweh to his household. So once we reestablish these things and we return to being kings, priests, and prophets in our household, now we're able to be that way for the whole community. But how are we going to start a community or try to do big things when we don't even have our house in order? So we have to get our house in order first. Then once we get that, now we can start helping out the community. So let's talk about it. So we talked about the man. We talked about the Ish last week. Now today we're talking about Isha. We're talking about the woman. Let's get it.
Proverbs chapter 31, verse 1.
If y'all can hear me online, if y'all can see the my screen and everything, type in some 9s for me. We'll get it started.
No.
If y'all can see everything. Type in some 9s, we'll get it started. I want y'all to keep up.
Y'all can see everything.
Well, I sound good. Okay. All right, let's get it out.
Proverbs chapter 31, verse 1.
And we're going to read this real slow for y'all. Let's get it.
The words of King NehemiYAH, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
Now, so in examining this text, it starts off the words of the king Lemuel. So when you start reading and you really get into the ancient history of Judah, you would never see a King Lemuel ruling. So it's like, okay, what king is this? So if you actually keep reading, you do your study, this is King Solomon right here that's ruling at this time. And his mother is actually writing him a prophecy, or had taught him something that he finally brought back into remembrance when he started going off. You know what I'm saying? So notice his name, though. King Lemuel is a title that King Solomon had, and it actually means belonging to God. Now, what we finna see is these titles, it means belonging to God, but everything she finna teach him after this, just think of the title. We finna talk about how you're not supposed to be drinking, getting drunk, how you're not supposed to be out your mind, how you're not supposed to be given over to sexual and sexual sins, and how you're not supposed to be quick to rush to anger, quick to rush to judge. But all of this is actually entitled to the title Lemuel, which actually means belonging to God. So once we really start getting in this lesson, you see that if a man belonged to God, these are the type of characteristics and qualities that he must possess to actually run his household and have his household in order. All right, come on, brother.
Verse 2.
And I want to bring out the fact too. Notice what it says. It says the prophecy that his mother taught him. That's why we need good women in the household, good women teaching their children. And then if you go into the book of Psalms and Proverbs, it's talking about do not forsake the law of thy mother. So who was really doing the initial teachings to the children, to the Yeladim, to the Yeladim inside of the homes? The mother was, because the father was out providing. The father was out at war. The father was out building his kingdom, building his legacy. We traveled a lot. A lot of us went up to Jerusalem for the feast when we was in captivity. So we see that the women was truly left home with the children. So they were doing all the teachings. Well, if the woman is not in check, and if the woman is not having is not being led in righteousness, and if a woman don't have a righteousness mindset, then we're gonna see that trickled down to the children. All right. So notice what she did. She taught him prophecy, meaning all women should know prophecy, all women should know Torah, and all women should be actually teaching their children this. Period. Point blank. Period. Even down to the boys. Come on.
Verse 2. What my son? And what the son of my womb? So she talking to King Solomon. What my son? For what son of my womb? Showing you that Solomon came directly from her. Correct. Right. Come on. And what the son of my vows?
And what the son of my vows? Now, if y'all remember, when he was first born, it was first promises and vows she made that she was gonna do to him, that she was gonna do, and what she would not do if she got pregnant. Remember that? All right, come on.
Verse 3. Give not thy strength unto a woman.
So notice what he's saying. Take him in the back. They need to hear this. Read that again.
Give not thy strength unto women.
So the first thing that she tell him is give not thy strength unto a woman. Come on.
Nor thy ways to that which destroy kings.
And one of you brothers help her out. Come on.
Verse 4.
Now read 3 again.
Verse 3 again. Give not thy strength unto women.
Now look, so I used to always think when it said give not thy strength unto a woman, I thought that, truly meant don't give your power over to a woman, what you do in a certain type of perspective. But when we read and when we read this for the collective whole, he's talking about being sexually obsessive with women, chasing down women just for sexual purpose, being just always sex on your mind, vagina this, vagina that. Everything you doing is to pleasure your flesh for a woman. And once we keep reading, we're going to see why he meant that, because that's the reason why he failed in the first place. Now, notice his father had failed at first for the same thing. And since that, it said a sword would never depart from YAHUDAH, right? That's why we killing each other now. Since then, another king have never really sat on the throne after the lineage of us. We're the kings of Judah. We kings and priests, according to prophecy. We ain't never sat on a throne since then. We lost our military. Where's our military base at? We lost our land. We lost our language. We lost our culture. We lost our inheritance. You see that? So this shows you when the man fall out of check and the man fall out of righteousness, everything crumbles and fall behind him. It's like a domino effect. So go ahead.
No, it's like the game of chess.
Yeah.
So once the king get checked, you lose.
Yeah, the whole game.
The whole game is over. Once the king get checked, the whole game is over.
Yep. So once man truly know how to check his loins, you know what I'm saying? Because the scripture says, gird up your loin with truth. And according to John 17:17, the word is thy truth. That word was manifested in the flesh. That word is HaMashiach Yahushua, locally known as who we call Jesus the Christ. You know what I'm saying? Tomato, however y'all want to say it. So once we truly guard our loins with that, and a man that is self-disciplined, a man that can keep his penis in his pants is a very, very strong and intelligent man.
Because if you look, how did all of us fall in the king? How did all of us fall throughout the whole book? It was wine and women. Period. Period. Wine and women. Come on.
Give not thy strength unto women,
Uh-huh.
nor thy ways to that which destroy kings.
You see that? So give not thy strength to women, nor thy ways to which destroyeth kings. Showing you that this is a king. Now, we're going to look at this from a leader standpoint, because a king is a leader. A king is a ruler, right? In order to be a king, you have to be ruling over a kingdom, right? All right, so we see in Peter 2:9, right? We were called to be a royal priesthood, a priesthood of kings and priests, right? So this is directly talking to us and specifically talking to the line of Judah, because that's where King Solomon is from. Do we all agree? All right, so he's speaking to us. Come on.
Verse 4. It is not for kings, O Lumiere. It is not for kings to drink wine.
You see that? So we got to be very careful about what we drinking. We got to be careful about that. I've been noticing a lot of Hebrews are alcoholics. Everything we do have to involve some type of drink. Why is that? What hole are we trying to fulfill? What void are we trying to fulfill in our lives where we feel like we have to be feeling good or be intoxicated by drinking poison all the time? Not saying it's a sin. We see that the wine makes the heart merry. We see that you're supposed to give wine and strong drink to those that are perishing and all of that. So I'm not saying it's a sin to drink it, but when you are in leadership and you are king or priest and you're ruling a household, why are you always drinking? Why is there always bottles in your hands? Why are you always giving yourself to liquor and wine? What are you trying to fulfill? And notice a lot of alcoholics lack faith, they're very doubtful, and they lack the Christ that's supposed to be within them. So it says you cannot be a leader or a king and be given over to wine or strong drink, because it calls us to err in our ways. Remember, whenever you're in a position of leadership, you have to be the most disciplined elite on planet Earth. You have to remember, we're not after the order of Aharon anymore. We're after the order of Melchizedek. This is a cosmic kingdom priesthood. Bro, the whole type of commandments that we take is totally spiritual now on a whole total different level. On a whole total different level. So if you know that's drinking, if you have more than one glass, it's going to have you off, or it's going to have you misinterpreting things, or it's going to have you judging correctly, or you're going to be running around here like a dog with the pink thing hanging out. You shouldn't be drinking. You shouldn't be drinking at all. So notice what it says. Start from 2 again, brother.
Verse 2 again.
Uh-huh.
What my son, and what the son of my womb.
Come on.
And what the son of my back.
Right.
Give not thy strength unto women.
Uh-huh.
Nor thy ways to that which destroy kings.
Come on.
It is not for kings, O Lumiere. It is not for kings to drink wine.
Uh-huh.
Nor for princes strong drink.
So that we're not supposed to be drinking wine or a strong drink. Now, of course, getting married, that's cool. We have agreement. If we can drink around our wives, but we're not finna be just in the congregation tossing up bottles no more, because things happen. And then what happened if a devil jump on somebody and we got to cast that devil out? How we going to lay hands and cast that devil out and we intoxicated?
Right.
We get our butts whooped by Hashatan. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be sober-minded. We have to be diligent, very sober-minded, and men are supposed to be watchmen. What happened to all the watchmen? All the watchmen have failed. So we must bring strong men back, strong men of discipline, mighty men back to Israel. And we lack that so much because we got daddy issues. Our mothers mistreated us. Fathers wasn't around. Half of us don't even know our fathers. I can't even tell you the last time I seen my actual biological father. I seen him, met him about 5 times in my life. But I have to set and raise an example for my Yeladim, for my children, and be there for them and be a father to the fatherless. You see what I'm saying? It's time for us to restore that back to Israel. How we talking about a revolution? How we talking about going to take back our nationality? How we talking about all these race wars and this and that? And we ain't even got that part in check. Negro ain't know how to use a gun. You can't even shoot a gun correctly. You still waving guns like they do off movies. But we look into these other races, they training their children up as far as 2 years old how to handle armor and weaponry. You see that? They very, very disciplined. But when it comes to the so-called Negro, we lack all of that. Why? Because we've been giving our ways over. We have been turning our back against Yahweh. And until we get back and until we restore what's been lost, and what I mean restore what's been lost, I mean starting at home first, this is going to continue to be like this. And we're going to all perish. Come on.
Verse 5. Lest thou drink and forget the law.
You see that? So he say, look, you're a ruler, you're a king. Don't be drinking, because you're going to drink and get drunk and you're going to forget the law. You're going to forget the precepts. You're going to think you can bend the wheel now. You're going to have excuses for your sins. Right. We all been there before, making excuses for your sins, breaking the laws and commandment of Yahweh. Come on.
And pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted.
Woo, come on.
Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish.
You see that? Now, if you actually get into the Hebrew customs, I'm real deep into the culture. Before they used to stone somebody or somebody used to get executed, they'd give them drink. You know what I'm saying? Because they finna perish. Let me give you something to numb the pain. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a bottle of something that you can drink. You see that the ancient Sumerians did that too. Just like before somebody walked down the Green Mile or somebody go into their execution, they give them their last meal. Whatever your last meal wants, you're going to get it. So it says, it's better that you give drink to those that's finna get executed than you to be drinking a drink, because you supposed to be judging and you supposed to be a ruler over the people. You got to do that sober mind, especially dealing with Israel. Because, boy, we something else. Y'all see what happened in the book of Exodus, the book of Shemot? They was ready to stone him when listening. They wanted the flesh pots again. They wanted to go back into bondage. Huh? So you got to have a sober mind dealing with any people like that. Y'all know how we is, we us. We know how we act. Come on.
And wine unto those that be of heavy heart.
Come on.
Let him drink and forget his poverty.
Come on, brother.
Remember his misery no more.
Uh-huh.
Open thy mouth for the dumb and the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Now we get into the political aspect. Remember, in order to restore the kingdom, in order to restore Israel here on earth before New Jerusalem come down from Hashemayim, first we have to get what together? We got to get our moral standpoint together. Then after that, we have to get our spiritual standpoint together. After that, we have to get the political side. You cannot be in some so-called religion or any type of spiritual belief and don't have no political ties. How is that? How is that? We see in scripture before we went to war politically, what we do, we had to go into our spiritual government. We had to go holler at the wise man. Let's go holler at the elders. Let's see if we got the basic funds to get weaponry. Yeah, let's see if we got the women together to make the armor, to make the coats, to make the linen. Like, we truly have failed as a people. We can't go to war. We don't got no army. We ain't got no weapons. You see that? So it says, open thy mouth for the dumb, for those that can't speak for themselves, and the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. We have to step in politically. Where's our legal standpoints at? Where are our Hebrew lawyers at? That's going to stand in the gaps like the Moorish brothers do. The Moors got it down pat. You go to court and you a Moor brother, the Moors popping up like straight lawyers and getting people off. We don't even know the laws no more. We don't even know the laws of the land. Like, we have truly failed as a people. But we have on every new pair of Jordans. We know every song that's on the radio. Little daughters twerking in the mirrors, twerking on social medias. Our brothers out here killing each other like niggas and dogs in the streets. We doing everything but restoring what was lost. And we wonder why we in the position we in. Until we get our households in order, until we actually get back in righteousness, we not building nothing. Period. Come on. Verse 9. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. See that? There go the political aspect again. We're supposed to be pleading the cause of the poor and needy. Who putting together food programs? Who got food trucks? Who going out feeding the homeless, giving them clothes, socks, especially when winter coming? Who putting together certain monies to buy blankets, to buy heaters? Who doing that? We too busy worrying about self. We ain't even looking out for one another inside of the congregation, let alone our brothers and sisters on the street. But again, we all want this revolution to kick off. We all tired of being oppressed by the so-called enemy. When the true enemy is you. What'd you say, Uriel? My enemy is my enemy. The true battle is within. This is not a flesh and blood battle, according to Ephesians 6. Now, I get it. Sometimes war, when it trickles down from the absolute realm into the world of creation, it gets physical. That's the reason for weaponry training and all of that. And we see that there's many wars when you get into the Torah. But before it even happened on this standpoint, it has to start spiritually first. We need to get our spiritual hierarchy in order before we try to do anything physical. Otherwise, it's going to crumble. Imagine a kingdom, or imagine a community full of lust-filled Negroes. It'll fall overnight. All type of babies being made out of wedlock, all types of weird stuff will be going on. Imagine a camp or a community being ran and the leaders are alcoholics. All types of scriptures will be misinterpreted. Used for their own self-gain. Straight up. Imagine that. So we have to truly fix this first before we try to come together as a collective whole. Master your household first. Then we start trickling down into other households. Brother, what you need. Now we got a congregation. We got a general assembly. And now we can do something with it. Come on, brother. Verse 10.
Now, remember, the whole time she's talking to her son. Her son is a king and a leader. Her son is a priest also. Right. Her son is a king, priest, and prophet. King Solomon was. He fell, but he was that. His father was the same thing. His father was the same thing. It's something about that line of Judah. See that? Under Aaron, they was only priests. But when you get under the line of Judah, since Christ HaMashiach Yahushua came from us, we a line of king, priest, and prophet. That means we have to cover all them aspects. Straight up, we supposed to be healing. Didn't the priest heal? Huh? We supposed to be battlefield ready. Who was on the front line doing war? When did the priest? Blowing the trumpets? Like, we missing all the cultural aspects of what we talking about, but yet we want a revolution. This ain't no Black Panther organization. We not leaning to the understanding of the world, how to restore Israel. We have to go back to the blueprint, which is the Torah, the Bible, the law, the statutes, the commandments, the judgments. It's time for us to get back to it. Come on, brother.
Verse 10, who can find a virtuous woman?
Now look, now we read all this. Now notice that she's talking to her son Lemuel. Right. Now Lemuel means to be means belonging to God. So we see that a man belonging to God have to be sober-minded. He can't be giving himself to drinks. He can't be being intoxicated all the time. We see that he have to have his political game in order too, meaning he have to be out there for the needy. He have to defend the people that cannot speak for themselves. So we see that. Now we see his name is Lemuel, meaning belonging to God. Now we see that he needs a virtuous woman because he's a leader. So see what it says. Who can find a virtuous woman? Now we finna start getting into what the woman's supposed to be inside of the community. Because last time we talked about the man, we got on the man, didn't we? Right. But this time we are on the women. How are you supposed to be mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that, for you can help out your man, for we can actually bring this revolution, for we actually can kick this thing off. Because look, in order for the woman to be in order, the man got to be in order. In order for the man to stay in order, the woman got to do her job. Imagine being at home and imagine working for the heathen all day, working for the enemy, then come home and you don't even have peace in your own household. Huh? Imagine that. That man ain't finna be walking righteous for too long, straight, unless he get rid of your butt, unless he get rid of you. But a lot of us are very addicted and in love with the vagina and not the idea of an actual virtuous woman. So a man will stay put up with a woman because the vagina good and not get rid of her because she's not changing for her ways. And I know we don't like to talk about these things, but these are real life situations and this stuff need to be examined. And that's why I say don't give your strength to that woman. You have to have discipline. You got to know when to cut off. The scripture says if a woman go which way you not let her, it says give her a bill of divorce and cut her off from your flesh and let her go. That's what it say. It's plain and simple as day. Come on now. So who can find a virtuous woman? Come on.
Verse 10 again. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
You see that? For her price is far above rubies. Come on.
Verse 11. The heart of her husband do a safely trust in her.
Imagine that. Now, what's the spiritual characteristics of this woman if the heart of her husband do safely trust in her? Huh? This got to be a very virtuous woman. She must be doing everything to please Yahweh, which is pleasing her Lord, which is her husband. Where a man can straight trust in his woman. Huh? Can we honestly say that today? That we truly 100% trust in our women? Know that they're going to do right by us? Know that they ain't going to be out here doing things? Know that they ain't on Facebook shaming our names? Huh? Taking provocative pictures? Huh? Doing all things to be seen? Can we say we see that? Huh? Let's read that again. Let's go back. Let's go back. Go back to 10 again. Start that all over.
Verse 10 again. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her.
Now look, but the beautiful thing about learning Hebrew, right? So when you're reading out through the whole Proverbs, right, and you finally get to verse 10, where it says, who can find a virtuous woman? The beginning of every verse is the Hebrew Aleph Bet. The Avarim Aleph Bet. So verse 10 is literally a left. So it's showing you a checkoff list. A left, who can find a virtuous woman? That's the first verse. It's kind of like the book of Psalms 119. When you go through all of them start off with a different type of Hebrew letter. Why is that? That's because we were supposed to be learning this, and this is an actual checklist. So this is an actual searching list for man, but it's a checklist for the woman. So I need to be looking at these things when I'm looking for a wife. And the potential wife supposed to be checking these things off, making sure she meet this criteria of being a virtuous woman. Y'all get what I mean? All right, so look, who can find a virtuous woman? This is a left, meaning the first thing, come on. So the first thing it says, for her price is far above rubies. Come on.
The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil.
So he don't have no need of spoil. So this is just not no broke woman, a woman that just sit around all day and get taken care of for free. That's another ideology that the woman got in her head, and that's nowhere in scripture. I've never read that. Of course, the man's supposed to provide for his household, but I never read that the woman don't do nothing. She just sit on her hands and feet, and the man take care of her. Huh? At this point, he just paying you for vagina then. Right. At this point, what are you bringing? You're supposed to be bringing substance, stability, and you're supposed to be bringing gain to the household. All right, come on.
Verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
All right, so what I want to do, I want to go back to one and I want to examine this. Let's go back to Hebrews 31 and 10. Let's look up this word, virtuous woman. Let's see what it means in the Hebrew. Let's look it up. All right, so when you get into the Hebrew, virtuous is Kael. Kael. It's the Hebrew concordance H2428. I'm going to play it for y'all too.
Chayil.
All right, Chayil. Now let's look it up. This is what it means. Now, virtuous woman actually means, can you read that, bro? Let me blow it up for you. Start off with this one right here.
It says valor.
Valuer.
Valuer. Host. Forces. Violent. Strength. Riches. Wealth. Power. Substance. Might. Strong.
Army. Man of valor. Now what that say right there?
It says strength. Might. Efficiency. Wealth. Army. Strength. Ability. Efficiency. Wealth. Force and army.
Let's go down to the strong. So look, the strong says probably a force, rather of man, means of other resources, an army, wealth, virtue. It says valor, strength, able, to be able, activity, army, band of man, soldiers, company, a great force, goods, host, might, power, riches, strength, strong, substance, train. You see that? Virtuous. So who can find a virtuous woman? Who can find a woman of power? Who can find a woman of strength? Who can find a woman that is able, a woman that is active? Who can find a woman that her mindset acts as an army of soldiers? Imagine a woman that powerful. Her mindset, her spiritual mentality is like a whole army of soldiers. Imagine that. It says forces, goods, host, might, power, riches. Well, her mentality is rich. Mentality is rich. Strength, strong, trained. Man, that's beautiful. So when you actually look up the word virtue or virtuous, the Hebrew word for that is Kael or Khalil. All right, now let's go back.
Another thing, we look up that word valor, it's VALOR. The definition, it means great courage in the face of danger,
hey, Charles, bring me some napkins,
especially in battle.
Charles, bring me some napkins. Go ahead and read that one more time.
The word valor, it means great courage in the face of danger, especially in battle.
So look, this lets you know too, women think that, I don't have no purpose. I mean, you got purpose, but I don't have I can't find myself. You changing me from being me. The Most High, I need my own purpose in this world. Your purpose, you were created to be a help me. That's your purpose. Your purpose is your man's. That's your purpose. But your power is in embracing that purpose right there. So a lot of women are out here trying to find their purpose. Your purpose is in your husband. If you don't have a husband, it's in your other husband, which is Christ HaMashiach. You see that? That's the purpose, is to bring the full will of Yahweh into fruition. That's the purpose. And then if you see, by her being this way and by her being submissive, it says that she is resourceful, being this way. She is as a strength of an army, being this way. She bring wealth to her household, being this way. She bring virtue and power, being this way. She brings strength to her household, being this way. She bring might, power, and riches, all of that. So it's actually a power in your submissiveness. It's actually a power and beauty in your silence, according to scripture. You see that? That's deep, because we got a lot of women out here that think that they supposed to be doing their own thing outside of their husband. But if you actually get into Genesis 2, where we finna go, we see that is not so. That's not so at all. The sole purpose of creating the woman was for the man. But y'all have fell out of that position. Y'all want to do your own thing now. And that's the reason why the order has been changed. That's the reason why y'all ruling and running the households now. And that's the reason why the man is a noodleback Negro and just letting the woman run over him. But you want to run a community though. Huh? You want a Hebrew revolution. You want to kick off a race war, but you can't even keep your woman in check. Huh? You can't even keep your woman in line.
So you failed before you started?
You failed before you started. Straight up. So look, let's stop this right here. We're going to go back to it, but I want to go back to what I was talking about. Let's go to Bereshit. Let's go Genesis. Genesis chapter 2, and we're going to see how Yahweh created man, gave him everything. This lets you know how important fathers truly is. The father is so important. He played the most important role in the household, man, because the fathers who train up the children. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women straight have daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what a good man is because either their father was in the household and wasn't a good man or their father wasn't around. So now they base you being a man from a woman's perspective. And that ain't how the scripture do it. You have to be a man according to the masculine perspective of what Christ told us to be. A man can never be the definition of a woman definition. The definition of a man is in the Bible. That don't come from a woman. That come from Yahweh himself, how to be a man of strength, a man of courage, a fearless man of honor. You see what I'm saying? That's the definition that Yahweh gave us, not the definition that a woman think we supposed to be. But whenever you lack being a father in a household and training and raising up your daughter the way she's supposed to be, they start thinking for themselves. They learn things on themselves. Then every Negro in their life is whack, messed up anyway. So it's like, my daddy wasn't there for me. What I need, you know what I'm saying? The only thing I need is for you to provide. I can sit on my hands and not do nothing, and you take care of me. But if you get into the culture, the woman was a hard working woman. Now, did she work for the white man? Of course not, because her father or her husband was a provider. But did she work? Yes, she did. She was in them fields. She was planting vineyards. She was buying property. She was knitting. She was making clothes for a household. It says that she raised at night just to make sure food was prepared for her husband and children and her handmaids. You see what I'm saying? She went out and she had bread. She had money. So her husband taught her how to be an entrepreneur. That's deep. I don't know about y'all, but that's deep to me, because the Negro woman got it now in their head that, man supposed to provide and that's it. I can be at the crib. I can do what I want to do. I can be rebellious. Negro, you pay bills and that's what you do.
That's a construct.
And that's Babylon mentality that our women have drawn and bought into, because the fathers and the husband has failed as men in the earth. We have failed tremendously. And it's time to really get that and gain that back. So let's go to Genesis and see the way Yahweh set it up. Let's go to the book of Genesis. Book of Genesis, we're going to start at verse 5, YAH'KI.
Can I take you to a different place?
Let's get it. Huh?
Genesis 1.
Yeah, but I'm going here first, though.
Okay. The reason why, and it's crazy we had this conversation, I've been up all night since 2 o'clock this morning going over the scriptures. And it's crazy that this is the topic that's at hand. Because the thing is that our women are the givers of life, but you are the one who put the life in them to give. There's an order. Christ obeys his father, right? The children obeys the mother.
We're going to the next, 1 Corinthians 11.
Yeah, but somehow in the middle, when a woman obeys the man, it's broke.
Yep. And it's
broke at that point.
Yeah. And it's just an emotional wound that runs so deep spiritually. It's bonded in their DNA. You see it with their foremother Kawhi. You see it with our mother Eve. It's bound to her DNA where she feels left out. Women feel left out. She always wants something extra. We see when we get into the Genesis, she wanted the knowledge. She wanted to be like the gods, and that's the reason why she partook of the fruit anyway. She rather got taught from Satan than her own man. The woman, since the beginning, have been operating outside of this hierarchy order since the beginning of creation. And it's time for us to truly restore that, but we can take the kingdom. Otherwise, it ain't gonna be no kingdom for us. We have to restore the household, and the man, of course, is gonna be first, the biggest piece. But the woman, if not, is even equal, because we see when we actually look at it for what it is. And I'm not playing the blame game. I'm looking at it from the whole perspective. The woman The woman, man, all wickedness is but a little wickedness when it comes to a woman. That's scripture.
That's scripture.
So why is that there? Why is that there? Because a man can totally get himself in line. A man can totally submit to the will of Yah, but then a woman still have her own perspective, emotional perspective of how things are supposed to be, and it's not scripture. And that's the reason for this class, because the man getting it together. All right, now, okay, woman, what we finna do? Because if you don't get it together, how are we gonna bring this revolution? Huh? I can't be at war bringing a revolution in the streets, saying that the kingdom of heaven is now, Hashemayim is now, and then I go home and then you trying to rule over me, or you trying to bring you're bringing tyranny to the household, or you're trying to manipulate through witchcraft, which is putting, trying to basically put that force out there. And that's another thing, the subtle wickedness of a woman. I'm not talking about a woman that talks back. I'm not talking about a woman that verbally abuses her man. I'm not talking about a woman that's loud and that's embarrassing. I'm talking about that woman that look like she's righteous. That woman that don't say nothing, but even she put out that energy. And we're spiritual people. We know what that feel like. Oppressing through emotions, oppressing through witchcraft and energy. That same thing too. The woman's supposed to be our pillar of rest and our peace. She's supposed to be our shalom. Because the black man is out fighting a war all day, spiritually, mentally, and physically on all levels. On all levels. So when we come home, we should have a good meal. When we come home, we need our back rub. When we come home, it should be, King, what do you need? How can I make your life better? That's what it should be. And until it get to that, we're gonna be in the same position now. We're gonna be in the same position now.
Because a man shouldn't war in the world and then come home and war.
Yeah.
Should not war in the world. The woman, listen. Y'all who was here last week know we got on the men here. So it's not a woman bashing session. This is a truth session. When was the last time you spoke to your king in his sleep? Baby, you got this. You can do it.
Affirmation.
You know what I'm saying? Speak to him in his sleep. Right? There has been many studies where you put on headphones and listen to certain music and then it's subliminal. It's teaching you something.
Yeah, it's called epigenetics.
Build him up. Don't turn down. Don't let him come. Put his life in you. He's trying to build for you. And like he said, the world is against you, black man. Did you know that? We were trained to hate our women. And our women were trained to be independent and hate our women.
I'm getting into all of that. All right. Yeah, all right, let's get it. So look, go ahead, brother.
I got a question. With that being said, even give you a mic, brother, because we want our people to hear it. Okay, with that being said, what I'm saying, we are the Jews of Yahweh. We the Hebrews, we the Israelites. We want the tribe of Judah. Now, with that being said, I just want clarification, because I know that in Genesis, in the Bible, it talks about two creations. The creation of us first, which is the Creatorite origins, which says God created man and woman equally in his image and in his likeness. But then when man was created, after the flood, it was Adam born first, for 6 days, and then Eve came out of his rib.
So I know what you're talking about. We did a whole class on there called The Heavens Were of Old. Talking about the pre-Adamic race. That's actually in scripture, all throughout scripture. But what you talking about, there is no two creation periods in Genesis unless we go back to Bereshith and read it in the Hebrew. Now, when you go to Bereshith chapter 1, there is a gap period where it says Bereshith bara Elohim et Hashemayim Aretz, and you see that he created the heavens and the earth with tohu and bohu. It was created out of form and void, meaning destruction that happened. Right. So if you're talking about that, I totally agree. Now, if you're talking about the different creation from Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, that is actually the same creation. It's just the detail is broken down more in Bereshith Bet, which is Bereshith chapter 2. And we did studies on that too. And if you really get into the Hebrew, we actually speak and read Hebrew very good. If you get into that Hebrew, you will see that. But what you're speaking of is true. But that's even before Genesis 1 and 5. And you go back it up with 2 Peter's, Isaiah, Ezekiel, chapter 26, and it'll explain what you're talking about, which is the heavens are old, the pre-Adamic race. That exists is all throughout scripture. But Genesis 1 and 2 is the same exact thing. It's just Genesis 2 is more of a detailed breakdown of chapter 1. But I do agree with what you're saying. It's all good, brother. And if after class, if you need me to show you that, I will, brother.
Yeah,
we got a lot of precepts. The ice age, that happened before Noah's flood, the pre-Adamic waters, the primordial war, all of that, man. Yeah, or what we call like Behemoth and Leviathan and all of that. Tomato. You know what I'm saying? We speak English, so we use a lot of English words for a lot of things. So yeah, we'll get to it though after class. Let's wrap on that. That's all good. Now let's get back to Bereshit chapter 2 and see the actual hierarchy of man and how man's supposed to have things already in play before he get a wife. And this is the same thing that Lemuel or King Solomon mama is actually teaching him right now. So let's go back here. We're gonna start at Bereshit chapter 2 and 5. And we're gonna go back and we're gonna start back from 1. That way we can really truly understand in this Proverbs 31 of what Yahweh was truly trying to convey to us. All right, let's get it.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb.
Sus, quit leaving out of there without a man. Yeah. Somebody leave out with her. Y'all sisters, do not go to these doors if a man ain't with y'all.
You got a choice. Go ahead, bro.
Come on.
Verse 5 again. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God have not caused it to rain upon earth. Come on. And there was not a man to till the ground.
All right, so we see that in the beginning, before Adam and Eve was created, the Father Yahweh created an environment for him to live and thrive in. All right, so we out here making babies, and we ain't even got our own homes. You see that? We're out here making babies, and we ain't even got food stored up. We're out here making babies, we ain't even got jobs to provide for them. But we are making babies outside of the environment, and this is totally against the will of Yahweh, because we see before Yahweh created Adam, before Yahweh created man, what did he do first? First thing, he made sure that there were herbs and food for the baby. You see that? Come on.
Verse 6. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground.
Come on.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
So now we see after Eden. Now, this is another thing you have to get into. So you have something called Eden. Eden was the whole earth at that time. Eden. Then you have a garden being planted eastward in Eden, and this is the garden. All right, or what you call again a gan in the Hebrew language. So the whole earth was called Eden. So he put food, and he fashioned the earth with food. He fashioned the earth with water. He fashioned the earth with minerals. He fashioned the earth with the moon, the stars, the sun. He created a whole environment because he knew he was going to create a seed. Right. We are out here creating seeds and don't have no environment. Huh? You still sleeping couch to couch. You still on your mother's couch. You still in the basement of your friend's house, but you out here pelvis thrusting and having sex and creating babies. But this is totally out of the political and spiritual construct that Yahweh have set up. So we have to get fathers back. Our fathers, our builders need to come back, which are the fathers. And we need to create the environment before we start having babies, because we have to have an environment to put them in. So we see Yahweh created the earth. He created the stars, the moons. He created the fish of the sea. He created all the food, the plants, everything that his son would need to thrive and live and to dominate earth, right? Then he did what? He created his son. Write that down. That's the first thing. Before you out here putting your penises inside of things, make sure if a baby come from that you have an actual spiritual construct that's already provided before the baby get here. That's a man. That's providing. All right, come on.
And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And the man became a living soul.
Now look, it even get deeper. So look, Yahweh created the earth, created the environment, then he created his son. Now he like, you know what, son? You my only son at this time, only physical son at this time, even though they was in the immortal bodies. You my only physical son at this time. Let me create you a crib. Guess what his house was called? The Garden of Eden. All right, come on.
And the Lord God fancied a garden eastward in Eden. And there he put the man whom he had formed.
So his father and his inheritance, his substance, built the house for the man. So you see why important, you see how important we are to our children? Huh? How's my son? My son, he got inheritance. He's going to need a house. He's going to need something. And then whenever he's ready to get him a wife, guess what he gonna do? He gonna go to the father and he gonna give him a dowry. He gonna get him some money because he done invested so much in his daughter. Hold on, I done provided a roof over her head. I done made her virtuous. I done got her ready for you. I'm gonna need something off this deal. I'm just not finna end. Look, and if you notice and you get into scripture, guess what the women were doing? The daughters, they were shepherdess. They was out herding flocks, making wool and everything. So I'm not finna give you my daughter. This is gonna take from my mouth and you not giving me nothing. So a man have to even have his money in order before he get a woman. He got to.
So don't stay in your mama's basement trying to make wives.
No, that's completely going off. And that mean you're a lust field. And that means you have no discipline and control over your penis. Because what are you doing engaging in sexual activities that can create, you playing God at this point, that can create another human being, and you haven't even built the environment for this human being. You are very, very irresponsible, and judgment is going to have to come from that. Period. Yes. Serious. Let's keep going.
Verse 9. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food.
So look, now he done created him the garden. He in the garden. And once you really get into the garden, man, it's so hard, especially you get into the other books, man. The garden was just a majestical spiritual place. But look, he created earth. Then out of earth, he created man. You look at the word dust in Hebrew, it's afar. Afar means minerals. And that's why men are created with 102 minerals. So, I mean, like the Bible is even real scientifically. The Bible, I mean, it's just real. It's just that real. So after that, he said, okay, I got me a son. Let me create him a home space, a working environment, and let me put him in an environment. This means this is an inheritance. Y'all see that? So automatically, he already had an inheritance waiting for his son before his son got here. Who's doing that? Who is building an inheritance? Who is building structures, have insurance policies and everything in already made before they put in their covenant or their penises into these women? Not us. You see that? Shalom, shalom, brother. Shabbat shalom alaikum. All right, come on.
And good for food.
And what?
And good for
so
food.
Look, not only did he give him the house already had food in it. Already had food in it. Huh? That's what I'm trying to do for my boys. Straight up. You should be doing that for your son. You should be doing that for your children. Creating an environment for we can give them something. That way, when they do want to take a wife, it's already provided for. Because that's the structure of the Bible. See, this is the blueprint of Hebrew Revolution, not the Black Panthers, not the NAACP, whatever you call it. Not all these other things that we're talking about, but this is the actual spiritual and political construct that we need to bring Christ back, to restore Israel. We have to practice these things and get these things in order before anything else gets come into play. Come on, brother.
The tree of life also in the midst of the glory.
You see it now. Look, this is the crazy thing. Not only did he have the food inside the house, remember the trees represents Etzah, which is Etzah or Etzel is actually trees in Hebrew. These were angels inside the garden. That's why he said you can eat of every tree, but you can't eat from this tree because this tree is knowledge, good, and evil. Well, how is this a tree and it's knowledge, good, and evil? Obviously, this tree is a man. You can back that up with Ezekiel chapter 28. So look, we have inside the garden, we have food, which means the provision. We have the house, which is the garden itself. You have priests inside the garden, which is the ministering angels. You have Christ inside the garden, which is the tree of life, to live eternal, right? But it's always something else inside that, in the midst of that garden. The war, the battle, Hashatan, but so showing that you're gonna have to be king, priest, and prophet over your household. Did Adam keep this? He didn't. That's the reason why the woman fell. Because he fell from his post. We have to be watchmen. And we have to know that these women are our weaker vessel. Not saying that y'all weak mentally or physically, just saying that y'all are lesser in us. But y'all are very important because it said that man looked out in the vast garden and said, dang, I see the animals humping and recreating. I see everybody, the birds humping and recreating. Dang, Yahweh, where is my help me? You see that? So obviously we need women. So it ain't like y'all just a fly on a wall or something like that. Y'all are very, very important, but man have to get his structure in order first. Come on.
And the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden.
So it got good water too. Can't survive without water. Can't survive without food. We got counsel. We got water. We got food. We got all of that. And we're going to see he's going to give his son a job. because I gave you this, but I ain't working no more. I done worked all my life making you a king and a prophet and a priest. Now it's time for you to hold your own. Keep the garden, fashion the garden. See that? Then he gives them a job. Hey, man, when you really see this for what it is, man, this is straight the blueprint to revolution, man. Right in the Bible, right here. Come on.
And a river went out of Eden to water the garden. And from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads.
Come on up.
The name of the first is Pisces. That is which compassed the whole land of Eden. Where there is gold.
Oh, he had money. Ain't gold the first currency exchange? Isn't it still backed by gold till this day?
Shoot.
So hold on. He got a house, he got food, he got water, he got spiritual advisors, which is the trees in the garden, and he got land, and he have the tree of life, which is Christ, meaning he's in the word. Now he got money. He working with something. He got precious metal, precious gold. Here it go right here. These are the what you call it, the credentials. Right. These are the credentials you need to be a Hebrew Israelite man walking in righteousness in this earth. Come on.
That's good credit.
That's good credit. Yeah, that's good credit.
What would you say?
That's good credit.
Spiritual credit.
He's an owner and possessor.
They had experience in transunion at the creation.
First soil. And the gold of that land is good. There is, he said,
Brilliant.
Bidium. And the onyx stone.
See that? So not only that, he know how to find land. His Abba father found him good land that brings good substance. See that? The land supposed to make money for you. You should never have land and still be working for the heathen. What the hell are you doing with land? The land supposed to make the money. You see that? So not only that, he had a good eye for scouting land. All right, come on.
And the name of the second river is Gihon.
Right.
The same as that compasses the whole land of Ethiopia.
And that's the reason why while we looking for our land, we make sure what we always say, it have to be what on the land? Got to be water. Have to find water, because in the Bible, that's the blueprint. You see he had land with water. You see he had land with good substance. The soil was good. You see that? It grew fruit. It grew trees that was a pleasing to the eyes that you can eat from. All right. So we got to check that soil. We got to make sure it's running water on that land. We got to do all that before we bring our women in. Ain't that the blueprint? Ain't we reading this? Is the woman created yet? Oh, okay. Come on.
Verse 14. And the name of the third river is HERBAL. That is that which goes toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates.
Come on.
And the Lord God took the man and put him into the garden.
All right. So now, notice what Yahweh did. He made sure the crib was good for his son. Let me quit calling crib. That's a baby mindset. Babies in cribs. He made sure the bed or the house was good for his son. Then after the house was good, he gave him that inheritance. Here you go, son. Now it's time for you to build. Now, then after that, he gave him a job. I done did all I could for you. Now it's time for you to stand on your own, right? Now check this out. It says, and Yahweh Elohim took man and put him into the Garden of Eden to do what?
To keep it.
Hold on, to what?
To dress.
To dress it. So dress it means to fashion it. This means to build upon the land. So look, he got the land. Now it's time to build upon the land. Now, once you build upon the land, it's equity in the land now. There's money there. You got to guard it. Shamar, which means to keep it. You see that? So he ain't no chump sucker either. He's ready to actually guard what he possessed and what he built on his land. Or are we in a position to do that? See what I'm saying? Got a lot of work to do, family. Let's get it.
And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it.
See that? All this do come with what? Obedience.
Right.
All this come with obedience. All this come with commandments. Just like you have land laws against certain land. You can't shoot on certain lands. You can't plant directly in the soil on certain lands. You have to use raised garden beds. See that? So we see with this land, it came with the same type of political laws and structures too. All right. Meaning that man must keep his commandments, must be righteous to keep and attain all that Yahweh have gave to him. Kind of like with a son. As soon as you buy him a toy, he get to acting up. What you do? You take the toy from him. And that's the reason why, look, this is how you know it was a land that he was supposed to possess. And it was a house his father built for him because his father was able to evict him out of the garden. Get out.
You can't evict nobody unless
you,
it was a house.
You can't evict nobody outright unless it was a house. Come on.
And listen, when you build something with true wealth, then it will build upon itself.
And you appreciate it more
too. It will
too.
be residual. It was built, it was self-sustained. What that mean? YAH'KI came. YAH'KI had his wives. YAH'KI made children. YAH'KI children were maintained when YAH'KI kept going. Just like, and listen, we see that in the Bible. Didn't David start building the temple, but who finished?
Solomon.
His son.
Hey, you're getting all into my lesson, man. I'm talking about all that, man. You're going off, man.
This is normal for us. Yeah, I always do this.
Yeah. But no, keep speaking on that.
But no, it's equity.
Yeah.
It's no different than corporate America.
Yeah.
It's crazy that the woman, because this is the topic we did men last week, the woman can go to work. Her boss can say sweet, clean, be on time, dress this way, don't come
yes,
in.
So, master, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But soon as she come home, and the man she lay with, love with, produce children with, say, do this.
Rebellion.
Got me.
Rebellion.
Pick the mic up, brother. I already know. Pick the mic up. What we're supposed to be doing is reciprocated in the world.
Yeah. We in Babylon.
This is backwards.
Babylon.
You read this way, when in Hebrew you read this way.
Yeah, we read right to left in Hebrew. Here we read left to yeah. Everything's been flipped.
Day over at 12 noon, but day is over when the sun sets.
Yeah.
Everything in this place is backwards. Satan has set up a kingdom. Remember, his mindset was to be like the Father, to set his throne. So since he was cast into the earth, who catching the hill?
Yeah.
Revelations 12:17.
Yeah. Pass the mic to Deuel, brother.
So when we understand what's going on in the construct, that's why the world is enmity with God. Christ said, I pray for them because they are what? In the world.
Yeah.
If you're doing something and America like it, guarantee you wrong.
Yeah. Hey, say that again.
If you're doing something in America like it, or anything in this world like it, you're wrong.
Yep. Go ahead, Deuel.
I just heard you say, brother, you will appreciate, and that's actually a value word.
Yeah, and appreciate. Yeah, and notice when you like, imagine this: you built a house from your bare hands to the ground up. You ain't finna make sure that you gonna keep maintenance on that deal because you done put all that work into it. Ain't no woman finna come here and do what she want to do up here. This is my house. Your children ain't finna be running around being rebellious. This my house. I built this from you know what I'm saying? You're gonna appreciate it much more because you put the work in. And that's what we supposed to be doing. Like, I don't think y'all understand. It's a book that I read called Spiritual Agriculture. It's a little bitty purple book. It looked like a little bump on the log. Man, I read this book. Man, I read this little pamphlet, and it was just talking about the spiritual characteristics and building something, and why he made us build Sokus, why he made us build booths in the wilderness, because we was building character, and we was showing how temporary things are. Just the spiritual and emotional aspect of building your own build you up, so it builds you up characteristically wise. It's crazy. Did I make that word up?
You just, boy, everybody else.
Forgive me. But you see what I'm saying? So that's why men have to get their hands dirty. Men have to put their fingers inside of that soil that was created from and plant that seed. Do y'all know how good them mustard greens gonna taste that you grew or that you put in the ground? You know, I did this. You know what I'm saying? And then now you're getting into, dang, Yahweh straight made it rain. Yahweh straight brought the sun out to make this grow. It make you appreciate him more as a father too. We have to get back into that. The thing with Israel, you cannot separate us from the land. That's what we did in the land. We are spiritually connected. So the more things you do in nature, the deeper you find your culture, and you tap into your culture inside of your DNA. That's what we need. It's time to get back to the blueprint. Period. Come on out.
Verse 17 again.
But
of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Come on, brother.
And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone.
Now, when you get into the extra biblical endorsed books, the reason why he said that, Adam started complaining. Right. Adam looking around, he's saying animals being fruitful and multiplying, because there wasn't that a commandment in Bereshit 1. He told the animals, go forth, be fruitful and multiply, all after y'all kind. So Adam he the only man around at this time. You know what I'm saying? All the other humanoids and died off during the flood, an atomic bomb that came, you know what I'm saying? That's when Satan failed and weakened the nations and all of that, which me and you gonna talk about. And then all of a sudden, Adam looking around, he like, dang, everybody multiplying and living life. Everybody got a companion. He like, where my help me? You know what I'm saying? And notice when Adam really said, notice when Adam was like, dang, I need to help me. And this is after he noticed the tree of knowledge, good and evil. See that? So this is not a battle that we can face on our own too. We need a significant other to help us wage war in the spirit. Notice that Eve didn't get created until after the tree of knowledge, good and evil was established.
That's where the word of the Lord comes from.
Yeah, exactly. You see that? So when you really look at this from a spiritual political standpoint, Yahweh was like, man, I'm not finna leave him on earth to fend for himself. I have to create him a help meet, assistant, somebody that can help him fight this spiritual war. That's what y'all here for. Not to go to war against us, but to help us fight the spiritual war that we have against Hashatan. Period. Point blank, period.
That makes sense, y'all. The eye don't complain about what the ear do. The ear don't complain about what the teeth do. The teeth don't complain about what the feet do. Everybody plays a role. So I had a conversation this week. Somebody put up Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Facts. The whole duty of man, fear God, keep his command. But somebody, I went back and gave them this is a command. God said, be fruitful and multiply. Right? If God said it, is it suggestion or command?
God never give a suggestion.
There you go. So this is a real conversation. I got to pull it right here, right? So what I'm saying is, when you go back and you read, what is your purpose? Your purpose was to serve your man.
Yeah, we finna read it. Let's read it. It's right here. We're finna get into it. Let's get it. Let's get it done. And yes, there's something called pre-Adamites. Adamites. Yes, it is. We got a whole lesson on it on this channel called the Heavens War of Old. And we did another one. We did another one called the Apple Deception, showing that these trees in the garden are in fact angels. It's not regular trees. And there's so many precepts that prove this, y'all. And we don't even got to go into lost books. We can stay right in the Bible and convey that message.
That was 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, we little ahead of our time, brother.
Verse 18, Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him and help me.
He will make him a what?
I will make him and help me.
All right, now let's look up this word help me real quick. And then we're going to jump back into Proverbs 31. If y'all get some understanding so far and understanding so far on the line, typing some nines, y'all getting everything so far, amen? Hallelujah. All right, now let's look at this word help me real quick.
I need to go back to the precept that you just read.
Now check this out, y'all. Is it going to work? There you go.
Strong's H5828. Azer.
Now you look up this Hebrew word, it's Azer. It's H5828. Check this out, y'all. Let's see what it says. Help me. It says help, succor, one who helps, a help aid. When you get into the Chaldean lexicon, where all this come from, it says, which there is, it says a helper, a aider, a female helper, help aid. All right, a female helper. Now look, let's go back to the root word. The root word comes from this, help, to support, to be help, to help, or to surround, check this out, or to protect, or to aid. Now, my whole thing, what protects the king on the chessboard? The who? Y'all was created to be our protection. I know it sounds crazy because we've been taught everything from a masculine standpoint, but now when we start getting into this Proverbs 31, y'all gonna see exactly why y'all are protectors, period. Y'all gonna see why. Because y'all are wisdom. That's why the women in the Bible are compared to what? Wisdom. Wisdom. Yes, and wisdom keep your butt out of all types of trouble. And now when we start going back to Proverbs 31, y'all will see why she's likened on to wisdom, and why y'all see why she's called a Shet Chayil, which is the strong, mighty woman. What is she strong and mighty for? Why, when you look up her name, it says a band of armies. Why do it say a band of soldiers? Because she was made to go to war for you and protect you. Not be at war with you and causing willful harm. All right. Yeah. Especially when you get into that Old Testament. Yeah. Or you see certain, I'm glad you mentioned that. You see certain people and Deuel, you see certain people being saved because the woman lineage. You straight see certain people in the Bible being saved because the women lineage. But if you actually read, if a lot of Hebrews teach, it's all about the man. But according to the blueprint, that ain't so. It's not. I mean, it's just not. It's not. You be like, dang, woman got seed. Then you get into Mary's and at Matthew's. You're like, hold on. Who lineage is this?
You go back to Leviticus.
Huh? Yeah, you go back to Leviticus and in Numbers.
Yeah.
A whole woman saved the nation.
Whole woman saved the nation. Because y'all, they are our protectors. Whenever y'all want us to get done with it, the women protect. They was created to help protect the man.
Okay, that's pure.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
a woman saved the nation.
Yeah,
whole nation.
I'm telling. Look, hey, you ain't no warrior greater than your wife. When something go down, boy, I'm telling you, you want somebody to go to war for you, boy. All right, let's get it. Take her another room, sis. Take another room. All right, let's get it. So we back in Proverbs. So we got what that means. The helper. It means to help, aid, succor. Let's go back to this Proverbs.
Proverbs 31.
Yep, Proverbs 31. Now we're gonna start from verse. Man, let's start from 1 again. Now I want to bring in the other aspects because it's gonna start making a whole lot of sense.
Can I get that precept?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
That Genesis 1, very first chapter, very first book. Read 27 right and 28. You write it down. Genesis chapter 1, 27 and 28. Let me read. Because this was the original order. This is a command, a setup from the beginning. The man has to come back to his woman. The woman has to come back to the man. It has to be, or you can't go nowhere out and do anything else nowhere. If it's corrupt at home, it's corrupt in the community, and it's corrupt in the world. Yep. This is what I'm saying. Watch. Just look. Remember back in the days in the 70s and 60s, I was there. You can leave the front door open. The man and woman were at home. Right? You had people that had children by 10 or better, and he never left. Child support was never in place. You see what I'm saying? Come down to the woman's movement, you go just up to 19, what? 8. Okay. So then you see displacement of the man out the home, and you see Isaiah 3, what he read last week. Then you have the roles of flip, that you was talking about earlier, Babylon. It's backwards. So I'm going to read this real quick. So God created man in his own image. And in image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, God said, is that a commandment or suggestion?
Commandment. That's
commandment.
Amar in Hebrew. God
said, be fruitful and multiply. First commandment he ever gave to man and woman. Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. And the key word is replenish. Y'all talk about that.
Yeah, replenish. Why are you replenishing anything if something was never there? Yeah. Come on.
See the whole thing. And subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowls of the earth, and of every living thing that moves upon earth. You was made to rule this thing. But because you fail, everything in creation.
Yep.
That's why he giving you the blueprint to come back. Because the man is back, the black woman is back, then this world is going to come back.
So-called black woman.
So-called.
All right, let's get it, brother. All right, let's get back to this.
Proverbs 31, I got you.
Proverbs 31, start at 1 again. Now, let's pick this apart now since we got our foundation. We actually got something to go for. Now, let's really pick this apart. All right. Proverbs 31, start at 1 again. Now, we started this off before, but I had to veer off. The Spirit told me to go back to Bereshith, then start Proverbs again, because that way it ain't a lot of blank faces. You know what I'm saying? Hallelujah for the rock, HaKodesh. All right, let's get it.
All right. So we had Proverbs chapter 31. This is the go-to for the virtuous women. But somebody always forgets to go here first. Chapter 31, verse 1. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
All right, now the whole thing that I was speaking of at first is Lemuel actually means belonging to God. All right, that's what Lemuel means, belonging to God. So we ain't gonna say Lemuel. Whenever this pop up, we gonna say belonging to God, a man belonging to God. It'll help you understand this entire scripture better. All right, so let's read it again. It says the words of King who? A man belonging to God. All right, so this is to a man that belongs to God. Now, we men that belong to God down here, right? So that means this prophecy is for us too, right? All right, so let's read it as is. Let's get it.
The words of the king of the man that belongs to Elohim.
Come on.
The prophets.
Come on.
That his mother taught him.
Now, first thing we see that we need to check off is that the mother teaches the children the word. Period. Half the time, the man is out building up the kingdom anyway. So who are the children have left home with? The woman. That's why it's impossible for the woman to work for the man. The woman's supposed to be working for her husband at home because she the one who got the children. How's she gonna take care of the children then work a 14-hour shift? How's it? It's only 12 hours of light in the day. You see that? So hold on, she gotta watch the children, plus work a 9 to 5, plus cook, plus clean, plus wash the clothes, plus mop the floors, plus satisfy you. Plus make sure your mind is at peace and at ease. Plus go do this, plus do so you telling me that this woman working 40 hours a week and still got to do all of this? No, she need to be working at home and working for you. No, sit back. Sit back. She need to be working for you. Y'all see that? That way she can teach her children. And it ain't nothing like entrepreneurship in a relationship, man. It go hard. And I'm telling you, that woman will work hard for you. For real. Especially if you safely trusting her, give her $100,000 in a blueprint. She'll come back with $1 million. She'll come back with $1 million.
I swear she will.
No swearing. But yeah, she will.
Kind.
Yeah, let's get it.
Verse 2. What, my son? And what, the son of my womb?
Now look, this shows you the nurturing place of a woman. How nurturing, how loving she is. What, my son? What, the son of my womb? Like, she loved him. That's the reason why she's teaching him this prophecy in the first place. Ooh. You see that? Oh, yeah. What, my son? What, the son of my womb? Come on.
And what, the son of my bowels?
And what, the son of my bowels? Now, what I want y'all to do is hold this space real quick. I want to show y'all that this was not just King Solomon mama that was this way. Everybody mama back in the ancient culture was this way. Let's go to 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy 1-5. And we're going to come right back to this Proverbs. 2 Timothy 1-5. The women were keepers at home. The women were teachers at home. Who did they teach? The women. Their children. You see that? Now check this out. Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 1, 1-5. Come on, brother.
All right. How we looking? Are we done?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. 2 Timothy 1, verse 1.
Come on.
Shaul of Paul, an apostle of Yahushua HaMashiach of Jesus Christ.
Come on.
By the will of Elohim of Yah, according to the promise of life.
Ooh, come on.
Which is in Christ Jesus.
Hallelujah. Hamashiach Yahushua. Come on.
To Timothy. My dearly beloved son.
Come on.
Grace, mercy, and peace from God, the Father of Christ.
See that? They're always mentioning the Father. The Father is so important and play a very, very important role and structure inside of the community and the family and the household. Hallelujah. Without the Father, everything else is in shame and shambles. That's why it's very important that we work on our fathership. And when you work on your fathership, you're actually working on your apostleship, and your kingship and your prophetship at the same time. Hallelujah. You see that? You want to be a greater priest? You want to be a greater follower of YAH'KI, Yahweh? You want to be a better husband to your family? Be a better father. If you work solely on that, everything else will line itself out because that's after the image of your father creator. And that's what we missing. We missing fathers, strong men, training up our children, training up our wives, ruling our households. And I ain't saying ruling it with AK-47s and fists. I'm saying just your woman respect you so much because you provide it. You're going to go out there and you're going to get it. You're going to put food on the table. You teaching and putting so much into her. She have no choice but to respect that. The worst thing you can do is move in with a woman. Because soon as she, hold on, I'm not done talking. Because look, that's the worst thing you can do is move in with a woman. You have to build a house and bring her in because soon as she get mad and she's up under your authority and she don't like it, the first thing you're going to do, this my ish, get out.
Amen.
Now we see when we get back to Genesis why the father created the household and environment for his son to bring the wife in.
Bring the wife in.
And you see, hey, I'm just saying.
Hey, speak the truth.
Let's get it.
And it is what?
Yeah.
So shall it be.
Come on.
All right. From God, the Father, and Christ. And Christ Jesus, our Lord. Yeah, he is Lord.
HaMashiach, Eloheinu, or Edonenu, our Lord. Come on.
I thank God, whom I serve from my forefathers.
Hold on. Is we reading about fathers again? Don't all we reading about is our fathers. We need to tap back into that. You know what's crazy? I can't even pick up the phone and dial my father number. I guess what? It would never be like that for none of these down here. Straight up. Something happened to any of y'all children can call on us and we answering the phone. I look at them like they my sons. They're my nephew. I look at them like they my sons. I got y'all. Because we have to be fathers to what? The fatherless. We have to get that part back before we even talking about being husbands and getting wives. All right, we got to. And then you got a Negro that's running around, and I mean, he'll have 20 wives and ain't got none of these in order. None of them. None. It's a checklist. Remember, Proverbs 31 is an actual checklist for the women, but it's a searching list for the man. Proverbs 31 wasn't for the women. That was Solomon mama talking to him. So that wasn't for the women. That was for the king or a leader or apostle looking for a wife. And notice, before she got married, she was already virtuous. So we can't never say we made a woman great or we made a woman this and we made a woman that. A virtuous woman is a virtuous woman to begin with. It's always in her. She's established herself as a walking instrument for Yahweh, and that's the reason why you found her in the first place. Y'all see where I'm going? So women have to get out of that trying to find their identity through their man too, because soon as she fall off, as soon as you get rid of her, or soon as she call herself getting rid of you, she fall out of the truth. Right. Meaning her identity was established in Christ through you in the first place. It wasn't established in Christ with her. So it was false from the beginning. False from the jump. We got to watch that too. Straight up. Let's get it.
Hey, look, this thing is real. And there's not nothing wrong ruling your house righteously. Ruling your house righteous don't mean disrespect or degrade. It means what it means.
Yeah.
And it's there for a reason. Christ don't buck up against God.
Yeah.
He obeyed his father until his death.
Yeah.
Not my will, but your will.
Come on, let's get it. It's gonna get deep now.
Verse 3. I thank God, whom I serve.
Right.
From my forefathers.
Fathers again. Come on.
With pure conscience.
Showing that the reason why he said, I thank God who I serve from who? My forefathers. So who taught him how to serve God? His fathers.
With pure conscience.
You see that? We have to be king, priests, and prophets over our households. We have to get that in order and perfect that before we try to do this as a community. That's right. Straight up. Otherwise, it's gonna fall overnight. How you can't control your household, but you finna try to control 100 Hebrews? Hey, all right. Boy, it's gonna look just like the wilderness out this deal, boy. Ain't nobody making it to the promised land. All right, come on.
That without ceasing, I have remembrance of thee.
Ooh, come on.
In my prayers night and day.
Come on, let's keep reading.
Greatly desiring to see thee, being mindful of thy tears, that I may be filled with joy.
Let's see how important the so-called black woman is. Let's keep reading. Verse 5. Write this down, y'all. This is a dagger. This is how important this so-called Negro woman is. Let's get it.
When I recall, or when I call to remember.
So he's meditating on who taught him. He's meditating on who put certain types of characteristics inside of him and inside of his DNA. So he's bringing something back to remembrance. Come on.
The unfeigned faith that is in thee, which dwelt first.
Which dwelt first from who?
In thy grandmother.
Grandma was around. You see that? Grandma was around teaching the laws and statutes and commandments. And this is to a man. And if you really get into the Bible and you see the structure, you always see that the man stayed home and learned from mama and the daughter was raised up by the father. Why is that? Because the father was creating the daughter to the father was showing the daughter how a husband is supposed to look. The mother was showing the son how a woman's supposed to be. So when you get there and you see Jacob and he went to the field to get Rachel and them, he looked in the field, he seen Rachel being a shepherdess and being a shepherd to the sheep. He like, dang, this girl go hard. She out here farming. She got sheep. She heard sheep. She putting together clothes. All this was from the father. Y'all see that? Then the mother came into the picture. All right, let's read that again.
And also, y'all saw that in the book of Moses as well. Or not the book of Moses, because you saw when Moses, after he killed the Egyptian for beating the slave, he went into the wilderness. Then he came upon Jethro's daughter. What were they doing? They was at the well. Yeah. With the sheep. Yeah. Tending the sheep.
Hold on, brother. Let me get to that, man. I got that written down, brother. Yeah, you going?
I do it every time.
Come on.
At least I'm consistent.
All right, let's get it.
When I call to remembrance the unfeigned faith that is in thee, which dwelt first in thy grandmother Lois.
Come on.
And thy mother Eunice.
You see that? He calling them by name. Grandmother Lois, Mama Eunice, they done straight taught me and persuaded me in the faith. Come on.
And I am persuaded that in thee also.
So who raised them up in the truth?
The woman.
That's why it's important that y'all are in order, because y'all are the one teaching our sons. It's not a woman speaking, it's Paul writing a letter to Timothy. Who raised him up in the truth? His grandma, his mama.
So now y'all know Paul's grandmother.
Yeah. Grandma Lois, Mother Eunice. Yeah, straight up.
They were Benjamites from the tribe of Benjamin.
Y'all see that though? So y'all have to be in order. Y'all got to make sure that y'all hold on to y'all virtuous spirit, because our livestock and our seeds, our sons and daughters depend on y'all. Period.
So it's safe to say that the woman literally teaches a nation.
Yes, bro. Not only do the woman teach the nations only exist because of the woman. The woman birth nations. Hey, y'all look, y'all are way more powerful than what y'all think. Y'all powers in essence is being submissive to your man. That's where y'all power at. Period.
That's where the power is. Just like us. Us as men, we are not good at all if we don't have Christ. Why did the Black Panther fail? Why did all those movements fail? Because they didn't have the spirit of Yahushua and Christ.
They didn't have the blueprint.
They didn't do good.
They didn't have the blueprint.
They didn't have the blueprint,
which is the Bible.
That was the element they missed. And that's why they failed. That's why these classes, this series is important, so we can get the blueprint back, so we can rule our homes first. If you rule your home, you rule your community. If you rule your community, you can rule the world.
Look, it says in scripture, and all the elders know him at thy gate.
At thy gate.
How was he known by the community? Through his woman. His woman that walked through, she got money, shekels, she got grapes, vineyard, food, she's selling the clothes she make. They like, well, who woman is that? Yeah, that's YAH'KI woman. I'm gonna use me as that's YAH'KI woman. So everybody at the gates know YAH'KI because his woman in check. You know what I'm saying? Because his woman in check. Showing that our women is not only a representation of us, but we are also a representation of our women. Period.
You should see each other in that. Can I preach something real quick?
Go ahead.
I know you have Proverbs 31. Matter of fact, let me ask you, are you going to Sirach 26?
No, we ain't going there. Look, I want to do that for the next lesson, bro. Don't for part 2. Yeah, for part 3. Yeah, but don't hit that. That's for the next class. You be on it.
I had to ask.
You be on it. All right, let's get it. Let's keep it going. Proverbs 31:2 for those that came in. Shalom, y'all. Let's get it.
Proverbs 31. Start at verse 1 again.
Come on.
The words of king. And we're supposed to say what LeMUAH?
Yep. King. Look, LeMUAH means what? Belonging to God. A man that belongs to God. So this is a prophecy, a letter to a man that belongs to God. This is a qualification and checklist and a search list for a man that belongs to God. All right, let's get it.
The words of king, a man that belongs to Elohim, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
So the mother teaches the children, especially the young sons. Come on.
What, my son? And what, the son of my womb?
Now we see that the mothers are also compassionate and very nurturing. What, my son? Not only my son, you came out of my womb. This is personal. You was in my body for 9 months. I love you. That's why I'm finna warn you. I'm finna warn you about something. Come on.
And what? The son of my vows.
The son of what?
My vows.
The son of my vows. Now, for it, just break away real quick. We're gonna keep it right here. I just need one quick precept. Go to 1 Solomon, chapter 1, 10 and 11. Let's see these vows. I mean, I'm tripping. 1 Samuel. Hey, I'm going off. Hey, y'all better change.
And that was YAH'KI wife. You were looking for 1 Solomon.
Okay, gotta be. If he said it gotta be here somewhere.
He said it. He said it. I'm gonna follow. I don't know where I'm going.
1 Samuel chapter 1, 10 and 11. Man. I ain't gonna pull it up on the screen because it's a one hitter. Come on, y'all, listen up.
In 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 10. And she was in bitterness of soul and prayed unto the Lord and wept sore. And she vowed a vow.
And she did what?
Vowed a vow.
So his mama, that's why she's saying right here, the son of my vows, because she vowed a vow on the pre-coming of his birth. So my son, the son of my womb, you've been in me for 9 months. I love you. I got to teach you this prophecy. And the son of my promises or my vows, because she made certain promises for him to be born. This is how good this mother is. And she keep her word. She keep her word. Meaning that's why a virtuous woman is so trustworthy, because they keep their word. Come on.
O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thy handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thy handmaid, but will give unto thy handmaid a man child, then I will give him unto the Lord.
You see that? So look, that was the vow. And that's why it was so heartbreaking to his mother to see Solomon straight worship and do witchcraft with them Egyptians. With them Egyptians from Israel, because his mother straight gave him and promised every bit and drop of him to Yahweh. And he went all the way off, boy. Hey, he straight went, hey, all them wives, boy.
Samson too.
Yeah.
Samson had that same vow.
Yeah, same vow. But y'all see that? So now we see when she say what my son or what my son of my womb or what the son of my vows, what she's talking about. I made certain promises for when you came. Come on.
And there shall no razor come upon his head.
All right, so and she couldn't dish her too. All right, we back in this Proverbs 31, verse 3. Proverbs 31, verse 3. Let's get it.
All right. Verse 3.
What's going on?
Give not thy strength unto a woman.
All right, y'all see that? So now she's talking to him. Don't give your strength to a woman. Now, when you look up this strength is Ka'il. But this strength is actually talking about his sexual substance, because men are going around and all they think about is sex. I mean, they are obsessed with sex. I want all these women because I want to have sex with all these women. You know what I'm saying? You see a woman in the street, you breaking the car brakes. You know what I'm saying? Do you see her? You straight. I know bros. I know bros are straight got into an accident. So he's not giving your strength to a woman is not giving in to their vaginas. You know what I'm saying? If she off, she off. I'm not just because that's good, that don't rule me. I'm a disciplined man. I'm a king. I'm a leader. I'm a prophet. I'm a priest. I can't give you my preeminence. I can't give you my strength. I can't give you my power. So this is actually talking about sexual sins, or basically all you're doing is thinking about sexual cravings. Right. Don't give your strength unto women. Nor what?
Thy way
to
that which destroyeth.
Now, how I know this is talking about that is because Solomon had 1,000 wives. It said that he had so many wives and he had to have sex with all of them, and he had mandrakes throughout his temple. You know what mandrakes is? It's like natural Viagra. Yeah, he had to keep mandrakes. You know how many wives that is? You got to please all of them. How do you got time to be a priest and you humping on 1,000 wives? And look, I'm totally for poly. I got multiple wives, but 1,000. That's too many wives, according to scripture.
And concubines.
Right.
He actually had more. Right? He had concubines and princes.
Hey, look.
On top of the 1,000.
That boy was doing some humping. That lets you know he was an R. Kelly type of bro. Like, all he thought about was sex. I'm just keeping it real. All he thought about was sex. So that means he was giving his strength over to the vagina, to the woman. You see that? So look, so now we see what it really means when it says, give not thy strength to women, nor thy ways to that which destroy kings, because didn't that destroy the kingdom? Didn't that destroy him from being king? Y'all see that? He straight fell. He fell to Balaam and Molech, the demon of fire. Asmodeus, all them, the 9 princes of hell. He was serving all of them. All right, all because of women. And it said he waited till he got old in his ways to do it too. That's crazy. Come on.
And then you can also see that in Nehemiah chapter 13, starting verse 26, and going down. You can write that down. Nehemiah chapter 13. It was called a great sin.
Yes, great sin. A great sin. Straight up. I mean, think about that. You're supposed to be guarding up your loins with truth. And you just giving your truth over not only to a lot of women, but women of different nations with different gods. You unevenly yoked, and you letting them pray to their gods in your temple. Boy, that's so disrespectful.
That was the sin, not the positive.
Yeah.
People try to say that was the sin. It was not, just for clarification, it was not the fact that he was into a polygynous relationship.
But it was
the fact that he was with other nations and they brought their gods and they worship.
And let's clarify too. He did have too many wives according to scriptures. He had too many of them. Rabbi, if you look up that word,
It's not. But it's what I'm trying to get clear because I see it too much. When you teach and you understand, you out here talking to people. They try to use Solomon as non-poly. The reason why you should not do it.
Yeah,
that was not the case. He didn't do it correct,
and he had way too many of them. Right. Which means you was a freak. Let's keep it real. All you wanted to do was hump. You can have as many as you want, not too many. Meaning there's no number on them. But 1,000. Look, let's just do simple mathematics. How can I have enough time to train and teach and make love and keep satisfied? Do benevolence, 1,000 wives, 700 wives, and 300 concubines. Right. And a concubine, if you really want to get to the raw truth, what is a concubine? A wife, but it's a wife with different type of benefits when we get to the culture aspect. Let's keep it real. So what was he really doing? He was getting wives based upon his lust, not getting wives to build his empire. That's what he was doing. And he had 1,000 of them. Dude, that's way too many. How'd you even? I mean, even if he picked one of them each a day. That is how many days are in a year? 365. He have 1,000. So how was you even humping each one of his wives? That's too many, sister. You see what I'm saying? And that's why when you get into the future prophecy and it says that a man cannot have many wives, and we're talking about having 1 or 7. If you get into Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, it says that 7 women gonna take hold of 1 man. You see that in there. So it ain't no type of amount. The thing is, we can't have too many. All right, what's up, sister?
Hold on, let me get you the mic. Daphne, the house of YAH'KI in the building.
Get her the mic real quick. Y'all understood that though? Did you understand that, sister? Huh?
It should not be for us. Also, Solomon was dealing with making connections with other kingdoms and bonds, and they give their daughter over to him to secure things. It was too much. He did too much.
Can we bring out the law?
Go ahead.
That's Deuteronomy 17:17.
Hold on. Let me go there real quick so they can see it. And we're gonna look up this word too. Deuteronomy 17:17.
Why are they looking at it?
No, I'm just gonna say, is it safe to say that Solomon also went off because of intertwining with all those offspring?
Yeah, and that's what he's saying.
Exactly.
That's what he's saying. He was saying it, but we have to bring out the point too. He was straight into sexual sins. He had too many wives. You was doing this because of lust, Negro. 700 wives, 300 concubines. Come on, man. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? And this.
And they princes. They mean there are fathers that are kings, and he was the only king in Israel. That means there was other nations.
So look, this one is explain it right here. Go ahead, Deuel.
Go ahead, Deuel.
Hold on, let him read it real quick with the mic. And then we're gonna look up this word too to show y'all that this is not talking about this is not saying that you can't have more than one wife. It's not saying it. You can't have too many wives. And that's what Solomon had. This is actually a future prophecy to Solomon. And now remember, if you go back to Proverbs 31, she was teaching him a prophecy. What prophecy was she teaching him? These things right here. That's why she said, don't give your strength over to a woman. You giving your strength over to too many women. You don't even have enough time to serve your God. You done got so far out of touch with your God because you've been involved with so many vaginas and other different gods that you started practicing witchcraft.
You serving a God.
You starting to serve their gods. So this is not an attack on somebody that want more than one wife at all. It's an attack on those that are using multiple wives for their sexual lust, to feed their demons, their own pleasures. Exactly. All right, let's get it. Read that loud too, Deuel.
Neither shall he multiply wives to himself.
See that? Neither shall he multiply wives to himself. Come on.
That his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply himself silver and gold.
Now let's read this in the Hebrew, so we can get a true understanding of what he's saying. Because if you read this off, a lot of, especially sisters that don't want to share they man, like it's actually they man, which is not, you cannot possess a man. He could possess you. You are his possession, which is off anyway. They want to run to here. So let's read it in Hebrew to see what Yahweh was conveying to us. So it says, neither shall he multiply wives. If you look up this word, it's the Hebrew word H7235. And it says rabah. Like how we say todah rabah. That means thank you expressively. Thank you exceedingly. Thank you till your cup runneth over. This means, many. Now let's look up the word. All right, when you look up this word, it's a verb, a primitive root. It says multiply, increase, much, many, more, great, long, store, exceedingly, greater, abundance. It says to become great, to become many. It says to become too much, to become numerous, to become many, become numerous, multiply of things, animals. It says to make large, enlarge. It says to become many, to make much, to make money. Y'all calm it down. I'm hearing y'all talking. Listen, I shouldn't be hearing nobody's voice. Listen up. To make much, make many, have many, to multiply, increase, to make much, to do in respect, to transgress greatly. Y'all see that? Now, when you actually get down to the Strongs, this is what it says. Read this, bro. You looking it up? Can you read that? It says to increase. It says whatever respect, bring in abundance. It says to make mistake. It says to be in authority, to bring up, to enlarge, to excel, to exceedingly excel, to be full of, to make, to greatly. It's just, so y'all see what it is. It's too much. It's way more than you can handle. That's what they mean when they say multiply. I don't mean that you got 7 wives or you got 2 wives or nothing like that. He's saying you got way more wives than you can handle, meaning you doing this because of your lust. There you go, brother. You was on the same spirit. Say that again. Gluttony. You can't be glutton when it comes to women. Period. Straight up. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say though, with his daddy though, right? The Solomon daddy, David, right? It just kind of messed me up that David said his best friend.
Yeah, hold on. We going to that. Yeah, we're going to that next.
Somebody else got
yeah, we're going to that too. Because look, you learn from who? Your fathers. It's something called cellular memory that's passed down through DNA. How you think it's something called generational curses? Stuff passed. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Now you see you rolling. You like, hey, where I get this from? These sins and these lusts pass down through cellular memory. All the baby is a human being comprised of your cells, your DNA, and your nervous system. So you literally passing these sins down. You can straight pass down your sins, just like you can pass down your deficiencies, your malnutritions, and babies come out with sickle cell anemia. That's a trait that come from where? The father. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you right though, Deuel and brother. Hey, gluttony. Show right. Let's go back to this Proverbs 31. What you mean?
Like, wouldn't it be like, kind of like, you know how we all
I'm gonna say this. I don't know no man on earth. I don't know no man on earth that has exceedingly great wives. I don't know no man that have too many wives to the point where it's a sin. I don't.
Not in this place.
Yeah, not in this place time. So no, that wouldn't apply.
Also, too, baby, just check this out. Because the people are trying to use that you can't have multiple wives while you're in captivity.
Gideon, prime example. Gideon.
You hear me? I post this on Facebook. I have conversations.
But he still was a provider in captivity, though.
He was. And listen, even though he was poor,
he still was a provider.
And the least in his father's house, he took care of his business and best he can. Listen, this concept, you wait for a black man to be rich, none of y'all have money. If any of y'all waiting for a black man to have his money, and then if you find a black man that got this money, I guarantee you ain't a man of the Lord. Ask me that question. And am I lying? Let's look at him. How about Michael Jordan? He a man of God? He's rich. How about any of these basketball, football, rappers? Are they men of the Lord? Come on, man. You already know. So what I'm saying is, you're not supposed to be looking for a man for money. The problem also, why are you looking for a man? You should be ready to be found.
Yeah, we finna go to that. Let's get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's get back to it.
I was just saying, you know how, like how Solomon admitted to take these wives, like, I was just saying, like, what has been on the men and the women, like, is that something that men could possibly struggle with taking?
Yeah, I mean, we struggle with gluttony, period. I agree. Now, so yes, of course.
As long as, if you go back to script, go back to Deuteronomy 17:17, what he was saying is he can't multiply too many wives and turn his heart from the Lord. He can have as many
wives as he wants
to, as long as his heart is not from the Lord. Look at David. He had multiple wives, but his heart was of what? The Most High. Well, it wasn't a sin for David. But when Solomon went and multiplied all these different wives from different nations, he took on their customs.
It changed his heart.
The temple that he dedicated to his Lord, he started worshiping these other gods inside of the temple. So that became the problem. It's not that he had multiple wives. It's because the heart. That's why at the end of before it goes into the next sentence, it says that it changes his heart from his God. That's it.
So we not.
Most definitely.
I mean, but that's with everything though. It's just not with multiple wives. It's with your walk, period.
I know that, but I was just saying, like, could that be like, you know what I'm saying? When you probably like to make sure you're not going off.
I mean, a man. So if a man is doing righteous, he can have as many wives as he wants. Period. Point blank. Period. All right, let's get it.
And what Solomon did was so major that it split Israel into two. To the fact that Christ had to come back and bring the natural branches.
Let's get it. Let's move on. Let's move on.
You got some understanding, sis? Okay.
Yeah, let's get it. Come on. We're stuck on.
So we're in Proverbs 31, we're in verse 4.
Yeah.
Proverbs 31, verse 4. It is not for kings. Oh, NehemiYAH. What should we say?
It says a man belongeth for God. So it's not for a man that belongs to God to do what?
For kings to drink wine, nor princes or your prince strong drink.
So we got to watch how much liquor we're drinking, because we're straight being alcoholics. Hebrews are some of the most alcoholic people on planet Earth. All we do is drink, trying to fill a void, going off. So we got to watch this, especially as leaders. It's talking to kings and it's talking to men of God. We got to watch how much alcohol we consuming. Every party, every conversation, every celebration don't need wine and strong drink. Period. Come on.
And he explains it right in verse 5. Lest they drink and forget the law.
See that? Because you getting intoxicated, you forget the law. You start perverting the law. You start bending the law to your own wills and desires. You talk a woman out of her panties through scripture. Where they do that at?
Knowing she married.
Yeah.
Knowing she's what?
Married.
That's how it happened.
Come on. Let's keep it going.
Lest they drink and forget the law and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted.
Come on.
Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish.
You see that? You give strong drink to those that's finna get executed. For those dying of sickness. That's who you give strong drink to. Come on.
And wine unto those that be of heavy hearts.
Those that got depression going on. That's because it's gonna make them merry. It's gonna uplift them. Hammerhead. Come on.
Let him drink.
Let him what?
Let him drink. And forget his poverty.
Come on.
And remember his misery no more.
Now look, it was straight a law by the old Chaldeans that if a king was straight found drinking, or his sons and princes was found drinking, look this up in the Sumerian tablet, they'd put them to death. That's how much drinking corrupt our people. And we talking about this, the land that Abraham was from. You was found drinking, that's right, put you to death. Because they had a certain creed and law where certain kings and bloodlines couldn't even drink. Showing you how destroying alcohol is. You know what I'm saying? Not only do it destroy your mind, but it destroy your liver. So we got to watch out and make sure we're not drinking so much. You know what I'm saying? We, as Hebrew Israelites, we drink way too damn much, y'all. We do. We need to slow that down. Come on.
Verse 8. Open thy mouth for the dumb in the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction.
Come on.
Open thy mouth judge righteous.
Now, again, we talked about this earlier, the political part. We're supposed to be speaking up for those that can't speak for themselves. We're supposed to have our own political parties. We're supposed to have our own people that know the law. Our own people that know how to bring that sovereign reign of Yahweh. Our own people that know how to go into court and speak their linguistics to get us out of traffic tickets and stuff like that. So we need lawyers. We need somebody to speak for us, to help keep us while we in captivity, keep us in peace, according to Jeremiah chapter 29. Period. Seeking peace in the city. We see through all the Bible, people were straight coming up. Our people was coming up in captivity. How is that? Because they were keeping the blueprint. They were keeping the laws and statutes and commandments. Come on.
Open thy mouth. Judge righteously.
Uh-huh.
Not that two-part doctrine.
Come on.
And plead the cause of the poor and needy.
Come on.
Who can find a virtuous
Now,
man?
here it go. Now, remember, we stopped this right here to go back to Genesis chapter 2. Now, before this question was even asked, he had to have everything ready for when he received this virtuous woman. What did he have to have ready? He had the house, he had the food, he had the water, he had the land, he was trained up, he fashioned his house, and he kept the ring that he guarded, right? Not only that, he had the tree of life, which is the word of God there, and he had counsel. He had elders in his ears, which was the outside, these trees in the garden, these angels to minister unto him. Then he looked around and was like, dang, I don't have a help meet for me. So now once you establish this and you get these things in order, all right, now it's the question, who can find a virtuous woman? We look up the word virtuous woman. That word meant Ka'il, a Shet Ka'il, mean to be a powerful woman, a woman of strength, a woman of stature, huh? A powerful woman. Come on, Isaiah, turn around. Come on.
So Ebony, also, when we were just talking about, it says it verbatim, not women going to pick men. How's that work for y'all?
Oh, no, I don't.
No, I'm just saying in past. I'm just saying, and not judging nobody. But what I'm saying, in times past, it does not work. Anything against this blueprint will not work. People, when it says, who talking to the king, the son, the leaders, the men, this prophecy, who can find a virtuous woman?
Yeah, we actually finna go into that Proverbs 12, 1-4. So
for her price is above rubies. That's what he spoke about earlier about the dowry. That's why you pay the father, because you're taking wealth out of his house and bringing wealth into your house. You see what I'm saying? A woman is to be covered from the cradle to the grave. Okay. A woman supposed to be covered from the cradle to the grave. From her father to her husband, and if that goes away, it goes back to the father.
Or it goes to the
Numbers chapter 30, read it and understand.
Or it goes to man that's looking out for widows. If something
Come.
All right, let's get it.
Verse 11.
No, start at 10 again.
10 again. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
You see that? So she's worth more than rubies. Yeah. She's worth more than gold. And the reason why is because she actually gets you all those things. Once we keep reading, she bringing back jewels, she bringing back money, she bringing back clothes, she bringing back everything. But she have to be as strong. So what we're going to read is this is already installed inside of every woman. They have to activate that, though. It's already there. Then this is supposed to be created or brought out by the Father. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? She was already a virtuous woman. That's why it says who can find a virtuous woman? Meaning when you found her, she was already what? Virtuous. The man didn't bring that out of her. Her father brought that out of her. That's why we have to be in our children, especially our daughters' lives. On them hard. Don't let them breathe. Straight up. On them hard. Don't let them even breathe. Straight up. For real. That is. Yeah, most definitely. The woman appreciating value too. That's right. Yeah.
Soon as he get home. Baby.
All right, come on, let's get it.
Verse 11. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her.
Come on.
So that he shall have no need of spoil.
He shall have no need of spoil. When you look up this word spoil, it actually means splendor or plunder or gain or what they call booty. And these are spoils you get from war, meaning that she straight bring equity and material gain to the household. So all this, the woman sit on her hands and don't do nothing. Ideology It's off according to scripture. She have to work too. But who she working for? She work for her man. She don't work for a system. She work for a man at home. She's a teacher. She's teaching the children. She's teaching them prophecy. She's into agriculture. She's into netting and sewing. She know how to use a sewing machine. She making clothes and she's selling the linen. You see that? So look, what I want to do is stop there right here. I'm not going to change the screen. Give me Proverbs 12, 1 through 4, brother. Proverbs 12, 1 through 4. Let's further back this stuff up and we're going to keep it going.
Proverbs 12, verse 1.
And I said last class, if you a man and you're not bringing in no type of income and you have multiple wives, shame on you. If you a woman and you got a man and you don't even know how to use a sewing machine yet, shame on you. Learn it. Shame on you. Straight up. It's time to learn. It's time to build these things up, especially as we talk about community. How you don't know how to work a needle and a thread? How in the hell you ain't got no money in your pocket when you know money is a strong defense? If you a man and you don't have a natural sword, a gun, a knife or something, shame on you. How are you protecting your family? Huh? How are you protecting your family? Straight up, if you're a woman and you're not listening to your man, shame on you. Because both of y'all are bringing down the household. A wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish pluck it down with her own hands. Straight up. Let's get it. Proverbs 12, 1 through 4.
Proverbs chapter 12, verse 1. Whoso loveth instruction, loveth knowledge.
Whew.
But he that hated reproof is Brutus.
Uh-huh.
A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord.
You see that? So a good man obtaineth favor of Yahweh. Come on.
But a man of wicked devices will he condemn.
Come on.
A man shall not be established by wickedness.
Ooh, come on.
But the root of righteous shall be. But the root of the righteous shall not be moved.
Come on, keep reading it. Check this out, y'all. Come on.
Verse 4. A virtuous woman.
A what?
A virtuous woman.
A virtuous woman. That's that same word, Kail, means to be strong, to be powerful, or it straight say a band of soldier, a army. Y'all mentality is so powerful, it's like a straight whole army. Huh? Who wouldn't want that woman in their bed every night, sleeping next to them and building up their household? Huh? Her mindset is like a whole band of army. You know how much wisdom that is? Huh? Now we see why a woman is liking on to wisdom. Read that again.
Verse 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband.
See that? A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. Huh? So a virtuous woman help him become what? King. Y'all reading that?
Hey, boy, that in your book.
Straight up. Come on.
But she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones.
You see that? But a shameless woman, not a shameful, but a shameless woman kills him quicker. Stress, rotten to his bones. Whenever your flesh starts to rot, that means you're decaying, you're deteriorating, you're dying. You see that? So the wife, a wife have the ability to actually prolong her husband's life or shorten his days if he don't get rid of her, if she that wicked. You see that? All right, let's go. Come on. Let's get back to it. Proverbs 31, verse 11 again.
Verse 11 again.
Yep, verse 11 again.
All right, y'all. How we looking? Proverbs 31. In verse 11. All right. The heart or the mind of her husband does safely trust in her.
Now, why do we safely trust in her? Because she's a virtuous woman. She's a mighty woman. Now, look, we're gonna pick up this word virtuous. Let me show you what this blue letter Bible do. Let's pick up this word virtuous, which is Kail. Let me play it for y'all, and we're gonna see when it's used in the Bible.
24:28. Kail.
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 Now check this out. When we look this deal up, all right, it says it is used 56 times in the Bible for army. Hold on, how is you describing a woman used 56 times as army? It is used 37 times for man of valor, which means mighty man. It is used 29 times as an army of hosts. Huh? A virtuous woman. How is it being compared to an army 56 times? How is it being compared to a mighty man 37 times? How is it being compared to Zeba'oth or heavenly host 29 times? Forces or force 14 times. I mean, let's keep going. Strength 12 times. Riches is used 11 times. Wealth is used 10 times. Power is used 9 times. For substance is used 8 times. For might is used 6 times. For strong is used 5 times. So let's get into a few verses and let's see what Yahweh was really trying to convey. So what I want to do, let's go to let's go to 2 Kings. 2 Kings 24 and 14.
Before I go there real quick, let me just hit this one verse. Proverbs 18, verse 22. It said, whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing, and obtain favor for the Lord.
Yeah, I was going, y'all read my verses, man. Proverbs 18, 22, man. You going on. Come on, let's get it. All right, we're going to 2 Kings 24. 2 Kings 24, we're going to do 14. We're going to do a couple one-hitters.
2 Kings 24, verse 14.
Now, check this out. So, in this instance, virtuous woman is actually going to be used for the word mighty men. If you look up, it's going to be the same concordance and everything. Why is a virtuous woman being compared to a mighty man? Why is that? Because that's how powerful she is when she's being virtuous. Straight up. Let's read it.
2 Kings chapter 24, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
And he carried away all Jerusalem.
Uh-huh.
And all the princes.
And all the who?
Princes.
Uh-huh.
And all the mighty men of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
Even 10,000 captains.
Come on.
And all the craftsmen and smiths.
Come on.
None remain.
Uh-huh.
Save the poorest sort of the people of the land.
Now let's look this word up. Now when you get into there, all right. All right, mighty man of valor. When you look up that word, what y'all see? Y'all read that for me. What that say? That says H2 428. And what do it say?
Strong's H2428. Chayil.
Chayil. A Chayil, a virtuous woman. So we see that she's used as mighty man. If you actually go to Exodus chapter 18 to 21, that same word is used as an able man, meaning able to get up, able to move, able to keep the commandments. If you go to Genesis 47 and 6, it's used as a competent man. Y'all know what competent mean, right? Who know what it mean to be incompetent? Unable. See that? So your woman's supposed to be mighty. Your woman's supposed to be an able woman. Your woman supposed to be competent and able to do. And then it's used again for judges in the book of Judges.
Hey, bro, have you ever tripped off the fact what you was reading? When you think about a virtuous woman, it says, she is the head of the army. What is she raising?
Yeah, armies. A nation of people.
You heard me?
Makes sense.
So, man, we have to be on top of our game. We did this. Don't hop on into this. You should not be putting your covenant seed. Understand the language I'm speaking? Inside an unrighteous temple.
Again, this is a search list. This is a search list for men. This is a checklist for women. This is what we're supposed to be searching for. If you searching outside of this, you're going off and it ain't gonna work out. Women, if you can't check all these off, you got a lot of work to do. Flat out. And this is before he found the virtuous woman. These supposed to be in check. This is the search list for me looking for a woman, and this your checklist to make sure when you get found that you good. Straight up, that's what it is. Like it or not, I mean, it is what it is. And again, she not talking to women. She talking to her son about what to find in women because she's a woman. Just like the father's supposed to be talking to their daughter about how the characteristics when a man come to find him how to be because he's the man. If he don't act like me, I put a roof over your head. I put food on the table. I taught you how to herd sheep. I taught you how to make your clothes. I taught you how to get money, evaluate land, plant vineyards. If that man ain't like me, you bet not be with him. That's how it's supposed to be. That's why when you get in scripture, you see that the women usually taught the sons, but the fathers taught who? Their daughters. When you get into the scriptures, you see it. Why is that? Because they was preparing them to be given away onto marriage. That was the whole point of your children. Let's raise them up so they can lead a house, so they can go forth, be fruitful, and multiply. Period. All right, let's get it.
Now, what I said to you, maybe real quick, while they pull up the script, is that a man should not be putting his covenant member. Remember when he made a covenant with Abraham, he told him to circumcise? You know what that means, right? Yeah, babies, you know what that means. Why are you putting your covenant member and your covenant seed that goes through your covenant member into unrighteous temples? Temples that eat pork, temples that keep pagan holidays.
Man,
listen,
I would never lay with a pork eating.
Never. Am I lying to boy? Have you heard me always say that? Boy, I can't even lay with
hey, that's straight. That is straight a turn off. You eat pork. You think I'm gonna put my covenant in you? You eating pork?
That's the uncovenant.
Yes, that's a straight abomination. I'm not. You eat shrimp, fried rice. You think I'm finna kiss you on your mouth, woman? Yeah, right. That is the most nastiest, bro. Yeah. Yeah, bad ground. You planting your seed in bad, sowing your seed in bad ground.
So that's what I'm saying. And this checklist, when my brother was reading, I love this, is that this is what we're supposed to be looking for. And this is what you're supposed to be when we find you.
Yeah. So y'all hear that? So before y'all even get found, y'all already supposed to be ready. Y'all supposed to be this. Because it says, who can find a virtuous woman? The man going found you. He found you already virtuous because your father did his job. Your mother did her job. But we understand. Y'all got daddy issues just like us. A lot of y'all been touched on by y'all uncles and all types of crazy things. We get it. We've been touched on by aunties and all crazy. So we messed up. We messed up due to slavery and due to us turning our forefathers turning their back. But when is we gonna stop using that as an excuse and get our act together so we can get this kingdom? Period.
Listen, when you come to Christ, you are to be a new creature. You hear me? Molestation, rape,
let it go.
Stealing. You have to let it go.
Got to.
It's poison to your soul.
And then you grow up hate, and then you have a husband and you hate him because what your uncle did to you, or because of what you know what I'm saying. You're punishing him for what happened to you by somebody else. So that's why you have to let them things go before you even enter into a covenant with somebody. That's why look, courtship is the most important. Court each other. Let's get to know each other. I know you look good, the hips around. I know it looks good, but you can enter your covenant to that, and then all hell break loose, and you be like, "Your ass is crazy," or they can be like, "Boy, you is straight up bum. You don't do nothing. You can't even put gas in my car. Straight up, hey, both what? You don't even know how to cut. You can't even change my tire.
Going on.
You see what I'm saying? Hey, straight up. You tell me to come over with your mama house. I'm finna meet your mama. No, we finna spend a night.
Spend a night at my mama.
You going off? You going off, man?
Straight
up. Hey, ain't no way in heaven you should be having wives starting off with no home. Not gonna understand if y'all together and things go wrong, and y'all gotta rebuild. Y'all gotta go somewhere to find. But ain't no way you should be getting wives. I'm talking about one. You should not have one wife and you still at home with mama. It says man must leave father and mother and cleave unto his wife. What are we doing here? Straight up. We ain't going over. Yeah, that's next lesson. Right now we pulling out the strongholds of a woman, the strong forces. But Sirach 25, Sirach 26. Yeah, but yeah, we're going over that.
He made me stop.
Yeah, because that's for next. Right now, I want to pull out who y'all supposed to be. Now, if I'm pulling out who y'all supposed to be, this uplifting y'all, motivating y'all, and by fault, y'all know what y'all ain't supposed to be doing. Because we got a lot of men that like to tear y'all down a lot. You know what I'm saying? I used to be one of those. Now, let's go straight to Sirach 25. Shut your butt up, dude. You know what I'm saying? Quick. So now it's like, hold on, let's approach this a different way. Let's show how powerful y'all, or when y'all submissive and what not to be. You know what I'm saying? It's different ways to engage while teaching. I'm just trying to exercise one of them. That's all.
And look, so go over what he just said. When you read virtuous woman, you are an army. Right. You are the army, or you are the head of the host. You are the mighty. You are the valiant.
And you are the wealth.
You are the wealth.
That deal said you bring the gain, the wealth. That's why I said it says her husband heart do safely trust in her, and he have no need of spoil. I don't even gotta go to war. I don't even gotta go to war and rob them for booty. I don't even gotta take their gold. I got it already. Cause she out straight hustling. I gave her the blueprint, I gave her the money, I gave her the land, I built the house, I started her business, I gave her the LLC. Now she making me a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? See, but that take her to work for her husband though. You can't be working a 9 to 5 and expect to get all that done. And men need to get that in their head too. I understand that you got to get to a point to become an entrepreneur, self-sufficient. But after a while, it's like, how long I'm going to be working for this cracker when I have a husband? It's time for me to be working for you, King. We got children around here. You like to hump. We got babies falling out everywhere. Straight up. It's like, come on, let's keep up. Let's keep up with this stuff. Put me on. Put me in the game, King. Put me on. As men, we supposed to be putting our women on, right. making them bosses in Babylon. Hey, look, and bring me back that Babylon dough. Now I'm put it somewhere else. I'm gonna grow it more. Straight up.
A woman is gonna guard the house. You ever mess with a black woman, so-called black woman, in her house and her children?
She don't play.
Boy, it's over for that.
And you better take your shoes off at the door. And them shoes better be taken off when you walk in.
A so-called black woman in her house and her children and her kids,
she go hard just like the man.
Don't she tell you in your listen? I had to go back to Soraya and women listen. They'll be in your ear and give you more wisdom behind the scene. Hey,
hold on. Wait, we're gonna read that few verses. All right, come on, let's read. We finna get to that. I'm glad you see. We're getting to that.
Hey, value the woman. You hear me? This ain't the woman bashing. Value.
Yeah. Value. And disregard the wicked one though. Get rid of her. We don't shelf. ASAP. We don't shelf wives. You can't change. Hey, we shelf books, not wives. We put books on the shelf. You can't change. You getting ready. Hey, cut her off from the flesh. Give her a build of the voice and let her go. You know what I'm saying? We trying to build a whole community. We ain't got time for no wicked woman.
No.
Hey, patience runs out. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between long suffering and being stupid a real long time. Hey, straight up. All right, let's get it. Come, brother. Here go one. They ain't even been open. No. Here you go. All right, come on. Let's get it. Let's get through this. We're gonna read through this and then we're gonna end it and we'll pick back up another day. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of talking, boy. Parched up here. All right, we in Proverbs 31, verse 11. Mm-hmm. It's 3 o'clock already. We're gonna read down a few more and then we're gonna pick back up.
Got a whole book.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. All right, we ain't gonna even be able to make it through this whole chapter. That's it. Hey, let's get it. They don't be liking these long lessons, y'all. They don't. They be like, that class for 4 hours. I couldn't even watch it. I'm like, dang, the good part was at the end. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be having to chop them up, y'all. I can't go for. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
I've been better. I've been under 4 hours late.
That's the clues and lessons for the day, family. All right, so look, we in Proverbs 31:11. Let's get it.
All right. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil.
Now, this word for spoil is plunder. Look it up, and it's actually talking about monetary gain. Not only spiritual substance, but monetary substance. And now we finna see why is that, because this woman is a straight go-getter. She don't sit on her hands and wait for handouts. She's a go-getter. She's a hard-working woman for her husband. She don't sit around and just be like, pay the bills, and I'm just gonna give you my bottom area. Then you might well be a whore. If you just sit around and get hit and I pay your bills, you a whore then. You know what I'm saying? If that's what we agreeing to, or is you my woman, you my wife? You supposed to be building up my household. All right, come on.
Verse 12. She will do him good.
She will doing what?
Good. And not evil all.
Some of the days.
All.
You know, just when she's not on her cycle.
All.
Whenever she pissed off.
All
the days. She gonna do him good, not evil, all the days of her life. Come on. Come on.
All the days of her life.
So she ain't getting mad and she ain't running and telling Facebook. She ain't putting subliminal post up about him.
Creating cool.
You see that? She ain't creating cliques of women to rebel against him. She's not starting rumors. She's not pillow talking with other women about what's going on in her household. She ain't doing that. She's virtuous. She's a mighty woman, strong. Her consciousness is an army within itself. Street, see that? Come on. Come on.
She seeketh wool.
She do what?
Seeketh wool.
So she looking for fabric. What's she finna do with this fabric? Come on, shalom, bro.
And flax. And worketh willingly.
She do what?
Worketh willingly with her hand.
That mean, King, what do you need me to do today? King, what am I doing today? King, let me look at the board. All right, teach the children at 8. Breakfast at 6 a.m. because y'all got to get up with the sun. A virtuous woman get up with the sun because if it's a real king, he got his hands in everything. So hey, she's gonna be a hard job But man, that's what make her virtuous, because she's strong, she's mighty, she gonna keep up with it, and she willfully do it. It ain't no her. It don't become a burden on her to take care of her husband and her family. She do it with this. I don't want to say pride, because this can be used as a bad word. She do it with courage, with strength, with joy and desire. You know what I'm saying? Dang, how can I please my king and my family today? That's the women y'all supposed to be looking for. That's what y'all need to be checking off on y'all list, because you're supposed to be doing that for your daddy. How can I put a smile on my father's face today? And look, that increase your value, especially if you're a virgin. Because soon as a Negro come knocking on the door, he's like, hold on, she be washing the dishes. My daughter, actually, she's got the sheep together. She's made this good winter coat. Man, look, I'm gonna need a few cattle, $1,000, some lamb's milk before you can get her. You know, I need my diary before you get her, because you straight taking from my household. Hey, straight up. Hey, straight up. Hey, that's how dope you supposed to be in mindset. Well, you ain't even, you worth more than rubies. Like, you gotta straight come with a proposition for me for me to let my daughter go, because right now I'm her covering. That's why the fathers have to be in the household. We gotta be there. We can add that substance and value to them. Do you know, according to the Bible, your money and your riches and wealth is in your stock, your children. So the more children that you got with character and characteristics in them, the richer you are. Because I can make it easily flip. And I ain't saying like we human trafficking today. That's what it sounds like. But let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Hey, I'm down bad right now. My daughter, she, you know, she becoming a woman. Her hips done wide now. She coming on a cycle. Man, she got so many characteristics I done put in her. Let's go on put you up. Let's see who's gonna come by. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty ticket though. I'm gonna need some cattle. Hey, Bessie, what happened to them sheepdogs? I'm gonna need a couple sheepdogs. Hey, straight up, because you are so much of a virtuous woman, and I didn't invested so much into you spiritually, politically, and money-wise. I done invested so much into my daughter. Hey, you finna have to come. I need receipts. We've got to sign this docket. Hey, you finna have to come with some racks for me to give her up. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how we supposed to be training our daughters up and training our sons up. Straight up. Are we doing that? Or we just letting them run over us, letting them be all wicked, letting them do their own thing? They playing the game all damn day. What are they doing? Are they doing things that are spiritually exercising their mind to build up their character? Huh? Straight up.
And that makes sense. And young women, you know what I'm saying, understand, if you can't bring him to your father, you know you shouldn't be with him.
Oh, you ain't supposed to be with him no way. And if you ain't got no father to bring him to the
your older uncle, or the elders of the church, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because listen, if you can't, that's the reason why, like you heard him say, usually the mother's dealing with the son, the father's dealing with the daughter. Because when that man comes, who's gonna check his speech?
Where was Jacob at, y'all? Jacob was in the kitchen with who? Mama. Straight up.
Hold on, keep on, Jacob.
Straight up.
What did Jacob do, y'all? What did Israel do? He went to the father.
Yeah.
To get the daughter.
We wanted her. Because look, it was dope. Because when Jacob went there, you know what I'm saying? He seen Rachel in the field. Rachel picking cotton, working linen, she working the spindle, and she was herding at the time. So Jacob looking like, hey, I worked 7 years for that. I straight work for her. Yeah, straight up.
That's do 365.
Yeah, he did. He got tricked. But he got both of them though. Yeah, he worked. But look, why would he work? Because he knew that she was the one. She was that gold. Hey, she was that gold, boy. Yeah. Yeah, and that's something. Everybody got their favorites. This is what it is, you know. This is what it is. Hey.
We have children. We have multiple children. And I want you to think through this through your children. Since you probably haven't been, I don't know.
Come on, let's get it.
The thing about your children, you know which ones do what and which ones have this. You know which ones have more favor than others.
Which one favor you the most? The one you just got that iPhone. That's just
reality.
Yeah.
You love them all, but they all are different.
You always got that one though.
But there's the one that you. We talk about the children.
Yeah. But look, we're gonna get to that. It's our next lesson. See, y'all trying to jump lessons, y'all. I got all that wrote down. I'm due. This is a series. Let's get it.
We get verse 11, 13. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly.
Ooh, come on.
With her hand.
Come on.
She is like the merchant.
She's so dope. She like the merchant ships. Now, what do the merchant ships of what's that Ezekiel? The ships of Tyrus, Tarsus. They look, notice that the ships, if you get into the Ezekiel, the ships of Tarsus never stopped. Literally, they will pick up merchandise, drop it off to a different coast, come back and do it again. The ship never notice it didn't say she was like the captain of the merchant ship, because I mean you got to get sleep. But she like the merchant ship. That engine ran 24/7 except if it was getting worked on. So she is like the merchant. Yeah, she's noticing it when talking about nobody. She's the ship. Meaning she's coming with what? Cargo. Precious cargo. Wealth. We ain't never looked at a woman like that.
Actually has a wealth meaning.
Exactly. And we're not saying we here to pimp y'all or nothing like that. But hey, we built the house. Y'all better make it a home. Straight up. And y'all appreciate and value. Yeah. I plant the seeds, you gonna rear them up. You plucking them. I planted the vineyard, you gonna bring me the grapes. You gonna press me some wine. You see what I'm saying? I build the house, you gonna put all the furniture in here. You gonna color coordinate. You know, y'all are coordinators.
Hey, look, didn't Christ do that? When God said, let us make man our own image, Christ went to work. Yeah. It said Christ created everything, visible, invisible, principalities, thrones. Yeah. Listen, all under the orders
of his father.
Okay. So why does that sound strange when it comes to the man and woman?
Okay.
But it's cool when you do that with your children.
Yep.
You gotta fix that break between the man and woman.
Yep. This is the blueprint. This is the blueprint. If we can get this blueprint back together, hey, like straight up slavery, oppression, all this, the revolution to come. Christ will be like, all right, they ready. My church my church is without spot or wrinkle. Let me go get my wife. Let me go get my bride. And all this will be over. We always talk about how we want this to be over, but ain't nobody working towards that common goal. That common goal is practical application of Torah, applying the blueprint to your life, making it action. Period. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Verse 14. She is like the merchant ship.
Now what she do?
She bringeth her food from afar.
Meaning she just not picking every certain type of food. She's wise with her food. She bring her food from afar. And most likely she getting it in bulk. See that? She bring her food from afar.
And that's serious about a woman, bro. Because that means that a woman actually has the power to decide if a nation lives.
Or die.
Okay. She feeds it. She nurtures it.
She clothes it.
She teaches it.
She clothes
it. It's not a small role that a woman plays.
So y'all thinking that y'all are not important, huh?
And y'all in humility don't teach that.
Y'all one of the most important pieces on the chessboard, flat out. Without y'all, there is no nation. But when y'all and y'all wickedness, boy, y'all will kill an entire nation quick.
Just forget him.
Yep. Yeah, Deuel, you a chess player? How important that queen is?
It's hard to play without.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, though, huh?
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
All right, come on with it.
Verse 15. She rises also while it is yet night.
So she rises at the crack of dawn. The sun ain't even fully out yet because she knows she got a great task ahead of herself. You know what I'm saying? Her king, her husband is known in the gates. Her king is very popular. He teaching, he leading. And then this is King Lemuel, which is King Solomon. So he over a whole nation. So she got to get up and make sure her foot is up under her because he got so much stuff to do. She probably got to set up certain meetings for him, schedules. Man is so unorganized. Our organized part is y'all. Y'all are our creative side. Period. I mean, let's keep it real. Come on.
Hey, real, look, even in my house, this gonna sound crazy.
Keep it real.
Hey, look, I eat cuties, the little small little orange thing. My wife gets up every day in the morning, 3 o'clock, and peels those.
Make sure they're ready for you.
Sure
Hallelujah.
It's in my lunchbox.
Hey, that's what it's. Hey, it's right there.
It's what it's supposed to. And that sounds like that's really BS, but that's really important.
Yeah, that's part of her job.
That's really important.
Yeah.
She makes sure I got the waters.
Your nutrients.
Whatever I need is in my. I got a big.
That's why when she stopped doing that, it lessens your life.
It does.
Yeah, she supposed to add to. She adds to you. Now look, check this out. This is another one too. That's deep. When you get into so it says she rises also while it is yet night. Now remember, she bring her food from afar, meaning she's watching what her husband's eating. Now when you get into this word meat, boy, I had to look it up. Guess what they talking about? Leaves, vegetables. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So look, so with every meal, it most definitely was a big salad because she was looking out for his strength. And we're gonna look up this word meat. Now you see torn to pig, you see flesh in there, but we ain't gonna forget the leaves and the fruits that we're gonna read too.
Why you talking to me?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, because you talk about this a lot. That's why. Hey, man, him got to argue a few years back, boy, about eating vegan and just eat. You know what I'm saying? What? But is it a sin though? Because I was trying to tell him to get off the meat. He's like, I feel you, but it's a sin to eat meat. I'm like, no, it ain't. He's like, so what you talking to me for? You know what I'm saying? So every time we get on this topic, I'll be able to towards ill.
It was so deep to where we was in Illinois. This is hella fun. We was in Illinois and we arguing for about an hour. I would not get back in his truck.
He wouldn't even get in my truck. He was so mad.
About the meat.
Oh, man, get in the truck, man.
I'm like, no, I'm not getting in your truck.
We argued over the Bible. We argued over the Bible. And, hey, whether we can eat meat or not, boy, they got serious, didn't they, bro? All right, let's get it. So she rises also while it's yet night. Come on.
And giveth meat to her household.
All right,
and a portion to her mate.
Now look, so she rises, she makes sure her household good, and this is how you know her king was a very busy king, and he required more women because they got maidens. She needed help. She doing so much, she needed help. Go ahead, sister.
She got a mic. Can we give her a mic now? Hold on.
Because get that. Yes, say that, sister. Say that. Yeah, that's very important. Very important. And we're gonna go in on that too. We're gonna go in once you explain it. Yep.
Yeah.
About Sarah and Rachel, they both of them had like two other women to help them.
Yeah. Now, so now, why did they have them? Say too many children. Sometimes you're gonna need a break, sis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He out at war with me. Y'all very fruitful. I know you get tired sometimes, so you know what I'm saying? Back then we had our own land enough. I hung. Go ahead, let's make up a name. Darija, y'all hold the children. I'm gonna go take a nap. Or you probably had to go pick the greens and get supper ready before you got back. So, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna do that? You gonna have all the babies strapped to your back? So you see why, but this man they had themselves in a position to do that. That's the reason why this lesson so important, for when we get on our own land, we can build back up and we can start bringing in the ancient customs and tradition. And again, people that are not into multiple wives, you can get handmaids. You ain't got to touch them. You can prepare them for your son. You ain't got to touch them, and they can help out your wife if you choose to have one wife. You see what I'm saying? So it's not a sin. It's not a sin to have one wife either. It's not a sin to have one wife either. You see his handmaids all throughout the scripture.
Go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Go back to Jacob. Remember, Jacob had how many sons, John? He had 12 sons, but how many daughters he had?
Yeah.
One daughter. And remember when that
she got
that
touched?
Hamite laid with her?
Yeah, that African got him and his whole village got whacked.
Exactly. But what happened? Remember the story? And you're right. Remember what happened? When the father went, because we knew back then this was pre.
They on the roof working on the AC. Something dripped on you.
You got that honey, girl. That's what that means. You got that honey.
You be all right. You be all right.
You got that honey, girl.
Come on, let's get it. Come on.
So when you see about that story, right? That when he went to talk to him about what he did with that, right?
Hold on. You got it?
She caught it.
So the house of Deuel caught the bee.
Hey, bro, she just appreciated in value, brother.
Right. She increased in value.
All right, come on. Hold on, brother. Let them settle back down. Come on, let's get this. Remember, it ain't just y'all here. It's a whole web that's listening too. So y'all got to make sure y'all quiet and in order. All right, let's get it.
So check this out. So when Jacob went to deal with him about what he did to his daughter, he know that now she's defiled. She can't be with nobody else. We understood that. So what did he say? Let me send her some what? Handmaids. Did you trip over that?
Yeah.
That was our culture.
Okay.
Let me send her handmaids so they can take care of her and keep her together. Since you got her. But the brothers weren't playing. I know the end of the story.
Yeah, they waited till they got first they waited till they got their covenant. They waited till they got circumcised. And then when back in the day when you got circumcised, you had to put this certain type of ivy leaf around it to heal it up. But it made you go to sleep. Man, they waited till all them went to sleep, boy. They came and they went and murdered all them. That was murder.
No.
Hey, let's get it.
So we're in verse 15.
Yeah, let's get through this.
She rises also while it is yet night, and gives meat to her household.
She gives meat to her household. We're gonna look up that word meat. Come on.
And a portion to her maid.
Now I just want to show y'all this. Just look up the word meat. I'm not here trying to push my agenda or nothing. All right. At first, I remember when I first read, I said, "Dang, they look like the word tempeh." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't it though? I said, dang, this must be some vegan stuff. So look, it's H2964. I know it don't mean that. But
Strong's H2964. Teref.
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 All right, which is meat. Now, when you get to it, this is what it says. It says pray, meat. What that say, Uriel? Yeah, like leaves. Leaves are spoiled. All right, so pray, food, leaf. Notice, and now it's deep because when you get into the ancient tradition of the Mediterranean plate, the meat was always the smallest thing on there, but the biggest part of the plate was your wild rice and your salad. You know what I'm saying? So she straight even know how to proportion her food. She's straight giving her husband good food, her family good food, and she's going from afar to get it. You know what I'm saying? Who going? Is y'all going that far? Making sure. Hold on. Let me check the back of this bottle. Make sure it ain't no. Yeah, but we ate raw back then. We ate very, very raw. Yeah. So it just says something torn, a fragment, fresh leaf. See that, sister? There you go right there. Fresh leaf, not cooked. Fresh leaf, pray, food, leaf, meat, spoil, pray. Just wanted to, put that there. Let y'all meditate on that.
That boy saw one leaf line.
Yeah. and I went with it, didn't I? Hey, boy, hey.
Hey, look,
hey, we gotta
I can't talk bad about it, girl. I just went to the doctor Friday and I lost 27 pounds.
All praise.
You know what I'm saying?
All praise.
Messing with this brother, his leafer like that.
Hey, does the body good. All right, come on, let's get it. What we at?
See.
All right, let's get it.
She considereth the field and buyeth it.
Now, my question is this: if she's a wife, where did she get the money from? Her husband. Meaning that they was in entrepreneurship. She going around with the bag on her. She see a field. She like, I'm gonna buy this, and let you know that she had scouting potential too. She knew how to look at the grass, the ground. She knew how to, pick that up, throw it in the wind. See, you know what I'm saying? See what was in the earth and all of that. And she bought it and she came back and remember, her husband do safely trust in her. So she's so trustworthy that she can make pre-decisions because her husband already told her, I know you're gonna bring me substance back. You know what I'm saying? So when you are truly submissive 100%, that's where your power is. You find your own identity in that in itself. She walking and she consider her field and buy it. She ain't even hollered at her husband yet. And shows you considerate means to think. She's a what? A thinking woman. She just don't make crazy decisions. She don't work off of impulse. She thinks.
Wise or a woman of wisdom.
Yes, come on.
She considereth a field and buyeth it.
Come on.
With the fruit of her hand.
With the what?
Fruit of her hand.
Come on.
She planted a vineyard.
So who planted the vineyard? The woman. Do y'all realize how hard it is to make a vineyard? Do y'all realize how hard it is to make a vineyard? Let's look it up. Isaiah 5, 1-3. Read that. I ain't gonna even go to it. Isaiah 5, 1-3. Let's see what it takes to even build a vineyard. Let's see what this takes to build a vineyard. Shalom, shalom, brother.
What's going on, Rod?
Isaiah 5, 1-3.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 1.
Check this out. Now it says that she considered a field, she buy it. With the fruit of her hand, she builds a vineyard, right? This show you that a virtuous woman is active. She constantly bringing money. She's bringing substance to the household, and she builds. She's a builder. Do y'all know how to plant a vineyard right now? If it's a no, we need to work on it. Can y'all, is y'all seeking wool and flax and putting stuff together for your kings and for yourself? Because it says she make herself scarlet. It's time to work on it. And she make herself thick clothes for the winter and her children. It says she ain't worried about the snow, meaning that she's good in preparation too. You see that? Preparing and preparation. Come on.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 1.
Now
will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved have a vineyard and a very fruitful.
Come on.
And he fenced it.
He did what? So you have to fence the vineyard because the vines got to grow up a certain way. So that means she got some type. She actually know how to use a hammer and nails to build the fence before she make the vineyard. Because remember, them grapes got to grow a certain way to drop down before you pluck them and press them. So she got building skills. See that? So y'all need to be watching. Y'all man, when your man's or your husband's working on something, stick around and learn these things. Because y'all the one who's gonna be out there helping with the garden beds, building, yeah, with your other sisters, especially if we doing community. We're gonna need garden beds. Y'all need to learn how to put these 2x4s together, how to put the nails in them, how to lay down the tarp before you put down the soil. See, that virtuous woman ain't no joke, is she, y'all? She built, hey, she straight go hard. Straight up. Let's get it.
And gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine.
You okay?
And built a tower.
Hold on. So look. So not only she built the fence for the vineyard, she go and she gather out all the stones and stuff thereof, because it's hard to grow things that have a lot of rock, and you can't have the stony ground because the seed is not going to take root. So not only is she into building, she's into culturing too. You see that? Come on.
And planted it with the choicest vine.
You see that?
Built a tower in the midst of it.
Now she know how to plant certain things with each other. So she was real deep into seed sowing and agriculture.
And storehouses.
Yeah, and storehouses. Women, y'all need to learn that. We have to learn these things.
And also made a wine press therein.
Oh, so hold on. Not only did she do that, not only she doing that, she even building a wine press for the what? For the grapes when she's ready to harvest from the vineyard. Huh? Yeah, babe, go out there and press me 1,000 grapes. That's back to that right there. She come in, feet all purple, because she been trotting on the wild all day. You know what I'm saying? Let me rub your feet, baby.
I know it.
You been trotting wine all, you been trotting grapes all day, baby. Let me rub your feet. Yeah, hey, straight up though. Hey. Come on.
And also made wine press therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes.
You see that? Come on.
And it brought forth wild grapes.
So just show you. Now, this just show you that she know how to do this same exact thing. It just said it. She considereth a field and she buy it. With the fruit of her hands, she planted. She, not he. She planted the vineyard. Let's keep going. Proverbs 31 and 17.
Verse 17, Proverbs 31 again. She girded her loins with strength.
Who? She do what?
Girded her loins with strength.
Her loins are girded with strength. Come on.
And strengthen her own.
Meaning she work out. She works out. Do y'all want to get into some scriptures and see what it means to gird your loins and strengthen your arms? Let's get it. Meaning she actually exercise. She ain't walking around being all sloppy and stuff. She keeping herself together because she have to do a lot of work because her husband ain't never there because he doing the work for the Lord. So she making sure her body's in shape. She making sure she working out. Notice she eat the house in shape. She's eating healthy. She eating healthy. She got bread. She buying vineyards. She building. She doing agriculture. Man, she doing all of that. Eating superfoods, brother. And she working out. Let's read that one more time and let's get the scriptures on it. Come on.
She perceived.
17.
She girded her loins with strength. And strengthened her arms.
You said she do what?
Strengthen her arms.
All right, let's go to Exodus. Exodus chapter 12 and 11. I ain't gonna switch it on the screen because I want to stay here. Exodus chapter 12 and 11. If type that in, somebody type that in on the board if one of y'all can, on the comment board. Exodus chapter 12 verse 11. Let's see what it means to truly strengthen your loins. This show you that she was into physical labor and she wasn't ashamed. It says she worked willfully with her hands and she looked good, body toned up, arms looking good. You see what I'm saying? So she actually was physically healthy. All right, come on. Exodus chapter 12, verse 11.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded.
With what?
Your loins girded.
See that? So look, the reason why they had to eat the Passover with their loins girded, because they was finna be doing some what? Some moving in haste, some running. So this is physical activities to gird up your loins. You see that? So she wasn't just sitting around on her hands. She didn't just have an idle mind all day, sitting around on the phone, talking about personal things that's going on, speaking about other people's households, talking about what the sister was wearing. You know what I'm saying? Running her mouth. And it also says that what came out of her mouth was wisdom. What came from her tongue was gentleness. Or y'all that at home? Are you there with your husband? That's a virtuous woman. That's what you're supposed to be. And that's what's going to bring our culture back. Just like we got on the man last week, of what they need to do to bring the culture back, to bring this blueprint or this spiritual revolution. Come on.
Your shoes on your feet. And your staff in your hand.
And what?
And your staff in your hand.
Meaning to gird your loins, meaning some action was finna take place. And it says that she girded her loins with strength and she strengthened her arms. Come on.
and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
It is the Lord's Passover. Let's get one more. Let's get two more. Let's go to 1 Kings. 1 Kings 18 and 46. 1 Kings 18 and 46. 1 Kings 18 and 46. We're going to do two more scriptures. We're going to get up out of here.
1 Kings.
Okay.
1 Kings
18
and 46. Let's get it.
And the hand of the Lord was on Elijah. And he girded up his loins.
He did what?
Girded up his loins.
Now what's going to take place soon after? You're going to see movement. You're going to see motion. You're not going to see idleness. The worst thing is to have an idle, lazy woman, man. Don't have that. Do not condone that at your house. Because as soon as that condone, she's going to start taking root and you're going to start hearing her name and all types of mishaps. She got too much time on her hand. Put her to work. Put her to work. Make her appreciate and value. Like Deuel said, a virtuous woman appreciate and value. She's too busy doing things that she's supposed to be doing for you. All that idleness, only time she's supposed to be sitting down for real is on Shabbat day. And that's after she done prepped Shabbat the day before. All right? What they say, an idle mind is a devil's workshop? Straight up. Come on.
Verse 46 again. And the hand of the Lord was on Elijah. And he girded up his loins and ran.
He girded up his loins and did what?
And ran before Ahab.
And ran. So now when she say, now when you go back to Proverbs 31:17, she girded up her loins with strength and strengthened her arms. That means she's always on the go. Then we read scriptures that say she walked up before just to get her food.
She bring it back.
And she bring it back. So this woman is moving. This woman is constantly in motion to bring and build up her household. Remember, a wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish one teareth it down with her own hands. Y'all get that? Let's keep it going. Let's go to one more. 2 Kings 4 and 29. I love precepts. 2 Kings 4 and 29. 2 Kings 4 and 29. We finna get up out of here. We've been like my longest I've been live in some years. 2 Kings 4 and 29.
2 Kings chapter 4, verse 29.
Then
he said to Gehazi, gird up thy loins and take my staff in thy hands.
You see that? Gird up the loins, take thy staff. Come on.
And go thy way.
See that? More motion again. Yeah. Come on.
If thou meet any man, salute him not. And if any salute thee, answer him not again.
All right, we can stop there right there. Let's get back to it. Let's read this on out now. So we see that she's moving. She's working. Come on. Let's go to 31 and 18. Proverbs 31 and 18. Let's finish this on off.
Proverbs 31, verse 18. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good.
Meaning she got confidence in her entrepreneurship. She perceiving her merchandise good. She know it's going to sell. She knows she's going to make a flip. Come on.
Her candle goes not out by night.
See that? Her candle don't go out about night, meaning that she's going out. She's getting the candle wick. Back then, it wasn't such thing as electricity. And the light went all the way out through the whole night. It burned through the whole night, meaning that she made sure that candle tended the flame. And this also means that she didn't fall off mentally too. Come on.
What's that? I ain't never tired.
Yeah.
She led her hands to the spindle.
Y'all know what the spindle is, right? You got two types of spindle wheels. One go inside a mill, where you can spin that thing with your foot press to make food, to make pasta, to make bread, or to make clothes. Then you got another spindle wheel where they used to drive it through a whole lamb, and that deal just used to turn over the fire for hours. You see that? So it says, read that again. She laid her hands on the spindle, meaning she making clothes with the spindle. She cooking with this spindle. She making breads with the spindle. Come on.
And her hands hold the distaff.
And that's what the distaff is. The distaff is that pumper. And just write this down. We ain't gonna go to them. The distaff, Genesis 18. Man, let's get it. Let's just get it real quick. The distaff. I'm gonna just show y'all one instance. I'm gonna show y'all one instance where the distaff is used and the spindle is used. Let's go to Genesis 18, 5 through 8. That'd be the only one we using. And then y'all write this down. Genesis 24, 18 and 20. Genesis 29, 9 and 10. This shows you how to use the spindle and the distaff and what exactly it is. Genesis 29, 9 and 10. So read that, bro. Genesis 18, 5 and 8. Genesis 18, 5 and 8. Nee, you got Genesis 24, 18 and 20. Put that in the board. And Genesis 29, 9 and 10.
Genesis 18,
5 and 8. Genesis 24, 18 to 20. Write this down. We're not going to read this one. And Genesis 29, 9 and 10. Write that down too. And what that say, brother?
Genesis chapter 18, verse 5. And I will fetch a morsel of bread.
So look, so you see she's going to fetch some bread, right?
And comfort ye your hearts. After that, ye shall pass on. Therefore, are ye come to your servant.
Come on.
And they said, so do as thou hast said. And Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah and said, make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal needed.
Because you remember the Lord coming to see him. Right. He like, hold on, I got to get a lamb ready. I got to get some food ready. Unleavened bread. Hey, clean this crib, clean the tent out. Yahweh coming to visit me. So he telling Sarah, he like, hey man, go cook something real quick. So notice what she used to make this lamb. She finna put this lamb on a spindle wheel and distaff. Come on.
And make cakes upon the hearth. And Abraham ran into the Lord and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. And he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. All right, now when you actually read that in Hebrew, that word, the same word for distaff is gonna pass up when she was making the bread and the cakes. So the distaff, y'all ain't never seen a thing? It's a spindle wheel, and you had a meal on it, and you put water to it and it stretch, and then you put it on the thing, and the more and more you press, it starts stretching out. You can make noodles with it, bread and all of that. That's the spindle wheel and the distaff. So meaning she was a good cook too. But notice who went to go get the prey, who went to go get the lamb? The man. And he brought the lamb back home and made her cook it and dress it. All right, come on. 31 and 20. Just back on that.
Yep.
What was it? Genesis 29.
Genesis 29, 9 and 10. We got a few more verses, y'all.
Notice they ate calf.
Yeah. You ain't got to mention that, brother. You ain't got to mention that.
Why you skip the meat?
All right, but I bet you they had lettuce. I bet you they had lettuce and quinoa or something with it.
He's adding conjecture.
Some red lentils or something. Yeah, some kale. Right.
Projecting a leaf.
All right, let's get it.
He's foliating.
Let's get it. Nah, Proverbs 31:20. Let's read it on out now.
Oh, yeah. She stretches out her hands to the poor.
Come on.
Yeah. She reaches forth her hands to the needy.
She's all for her community. Come on.
She is not afraid of the snow for her household.
Why not? Because she prepares. She's a thinker. She working on winter and fall. No, she working on winter and summer. Straight up. Come on.
She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. Now,
scarlet, if you look up the word, this is an actual plural word, meaning it means many layers of scarlet. Meaning she was making them coats of scarlet. Scarlet is one of the most expensive, and that's how you know they was getting money. It's one of the most expensive linens ever, especially if it's dyed in purple. Because purple comes from a purple shell or purple sea moss in the sea, which the scriptures speak on, because you got to dye that purple out to dye your clothes. So meaning that they had royalty. You see what I'm saying? So that word scarlet actually means many layer when you get into the Hebrew word of it. Notice the end of that word got a mem in it in Hebrew. So it ain't talking about just a silk scarlet sheet. It's talking about many layers of it, which means they was making some money too. Come on.
She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple.
See that? She even make her own clothes. Come on.
Her husband is known in the gates.
Now, why is her husband known in the gates?
He's doing the work.
Huh? He known in the gates because the elders be seeing his wife pass by like, dang, she just left she done came back with all the food. And who husband is that? Yeah, that's YAH'KI's wife. I'll tell YAH'KI to come up and, sit with us, to have a talk.
YAH'KI is speaking in the third person.
I'm just saying, that's how, hey, let's get it. Let's get it.
Her husband is known in the gate. When he sitteth among the elders of the land.
Come on.
She maketh fine linen. And sell it.
So now we see her occupation. What she do? She make clothes and she sell it. She buys and sells. And it only means she make clothes too. Linen is made with everything. Come on.
And delivereth girdles unto the merchant.
Meaning she straight was LLC'd up. She had a wholesale. She had a business. She used to give to the merchant ship. She was selling to the merchant ship. She was a straight entrepreneur. She LLC backed by EIN number. I don't know if that exists back then, but if it did, she had it.
It didn't exist.
She had it. She had her own business though. Y'all see that? She straight selling wholesale and girdles to the merchants. So the merchant stores used to sell her stuff to the public.
Now, mind you, let's not get far away from the beginning of this talk. This is what she was before.
Yeah, before the husband. It's dope.
Because now your women be like, well, I got this, and it can't do nothing to me. I can't do nothing. No, you're supposed to be rich and wealthy before your husband.
Yeah, but you're rich and wealthy because your father
has taught you.
Yeah. No, and gave. Come on, let's get it.
What we at? 25?
26. No, yeah. 25. Come on.
Strength and honor are her clothes. Hallelujah. And she shall rejoice in time to come.
All right, read down 27. We're gonna say the rest for the next one. Come on.
She opened her mouth with wisdom.
So when she opened her mouth, what come out?
Wisdom.
Come on.
And in her tongue is the law of kindness.
You hear that? Ain't no talking back. Ain't no what you finna do. Ain't what you tired of. You see that? She opened her mouth with wisdom.
Guile in her mouth.
And her tongue is with the law of kindness. Last verse.
She looketh well to the ways of her house.
Ooh, you see that? Her whole sole purpose is what? Her household. Come on.
And eateth not the bread of idle.
She's constantly busy and constantly working.
You said,
yep.
Idle mind is the
devil's worse. We're gonna stop there right there because this is essential for the next lesson when we get on the children head. So did y'all get that? Hallelujah. All right, y'all better get it together. Just like the man got to get together, y'all need to get it together too.
So men and women, we know we gotta do it.
Yeah.
Children.
Yeah.
We coming for y'all, man.
Yeah, y'all coming next. Y'all finna get y'all top hit next. All the children. All right, let's get it. Let's gonna pray on out. Let's gonna pray on out. I know we was here a little long today. I'm gonna have to break this class up in things on YouTube. What it did about 4 hours? How long is it deal? All right, let's pray on out, y'all. Y'all got some understanding online? Give me some hallelujahs, and we're gonna pray on out. All right, let's get it. Who in the bathroom? Oh wait. Yeah, I do.
I got a free stuff, man. Why they doing that, man?
Go ahead.
Hey, we need a man at the back door, and we need a mic to allow it out.
Somebody get that back door.
Hallelujah. Deuel, you about to multitask, boy. I see.
He was on it with.
He was on it too, boy.
Go ahead.
The precept is out of the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 7.
He already took your verse.
Hey, you know those on my next lesson. Go ahead, bro.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of Yahweh, but the woman is the glory of the man.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. You can't make this up.
It's time for, like, in order to bring the spiritual revolution, we're gonna have to start applying the blueprint. We got to get this blueprint back. All right, we're gonna wait till Uriel get out, and then we're gonna pray on in. Hallelujah. Pray on out. But y'all did get some understanding, women? All right. So y'all see y'all got a checklist now? All right, man. Y'all see y'all search list? What y'all need to be searching for? All right. Let's get it.
Don't come home with the gal from the hood, fresh off the block. Talk about I love her.
Let's get it done.
Then wonder why you got baby mama or something.
Are y'all ready? One minute, family.
Here he is. He's right here. Here we go.
What y'all doing, man? Y'all going off? No, we going off. All right, let's get it. Y'all ready? Hallelujah. 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 Yabareka Yahweh Veish Melika Yahweh Bona Elika Vibuleka Yes, Yahweh, Pana, Elika, Ve'asem Shalom, Ve'asem Shalom, Yabareka Yahweh, Ve'ish Melika. Yahweh Pana Elika Vivuleka Yesa, Yahweh, Pana Malika, Ve'asem Shalom, Ve'asem Shalom. Amen. Hallelujah. 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 Amen. The Most High shall bless you. The Most High shall keep you, and He shall shine His face upon you. He will bless you, and He will keep you. He will give you peace. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I will sing the other one. I'll sing that later, but let's get it. All right. We all good. Hallelujah.
Shalom, shalom, family. May the Most High be with y'all. May the Most High keep y'all. Hopefully this lesson was very inspiring for y'all. Write that stuff down. It's time for practical application of Torah, family. Practical application. Shalom.